lights and visuals, but dreams unfurl. Has a visual's presence, my story, my style. In a swirl, a show that airs weekly with tales to inspire, to empower and encourage, lifting spirits high. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, a beacon in the frame. Ooh, with high tone visuals, we light the way. We tackle problems old and new with a fresh view, inspiring minds to think differently, to pursue. For learning is lifelong, a forever flame, empowering each soul to rise without shame. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, a beacon in the frame. Ooh, with high tone visuals, we light the way. My story, my style, a beacon in the frame. Ooh, with high tone visuals, we light the way. Change your thoughts, change your world, that's our creed. Encouraging hearts to blossom, fulfill every need. Taking chances, being honest, the path we navigate. Motivated towards success despite the way. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, a beacon in the frame. In a world of lights and visuals, but dreams unfurl. Has a visual's presence, my story, my style. In a swirl, a show that airs weekly with tales to inspire, to empower and encourage, lifting spirits high. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, a beacon in the frame. Ooh, with high tone visuals, we light the way. We tackle problems old and new with a fresh view, inspiring minds to think differently, to pursue. For learning is lifelong, a forever flame, empowering each soul to rise without shame. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, a beacon in the frame. Ooh, with high tone visuals, we light the way. My story, my style, a beacon in the frame. Ooh, with high tone visuals, we light the way. Change your thoughts, change your world, that's our creed.
Yes. Hello blessed people, thank you for being with us in another episode of My Story, My Style. Asanteni sana kwa kuwa na sisi. But before tuende mbali, si mtu support kidogo. Subscribe hapo, si ndio? Tuwape dakika ngapi ya subscribe? Bili. But mkisubscribe, I want to big up to my partners. Nikianza mahali hapa tulipo, Amon Creations, anapiga watu picha, anafanya photo mounts, anafanya photo shoots, drone pilot, na anafanya live shows. Tumpe kazi au sio? And then I have my video directors, that is Ziki Creations, akona studio hapa Makutano, ni drone pilot, ni video director. Tumpe kazi. And then I have another video director, that is King Visuals, ni video director pia drone pilot, na akona studio hapa Makutano. Tumpe kazi. And then I have Motuko 254, director yetu pia hapa wa video. Tumpe kazi pia. And then I can't forget Shifo na Manu hapa na Asunta hapa, mtu mwenye atuchongwanga hapa. Si ndio? Asante sana. So without further ado, situanze kipindi yetu. So we have this beautiful lady. Karibu sana. Hi, na uko mbali. Kai. Ni mimi nitakaribia ama ni wewe Karibu sana.
Asante.
Pole sana kwa kukuweka. Si kupenda kwetu. Mitambo saa ingine inakuanga hivyo. So introduce yourself. This is your camera at home.
Okay.
Ambia watu wewe ni nani?
Mimi naitwa Gacheri. Ama ukitaka Sheri, actually that's my childhood name. Mimi ni daktari wa ngozi hapa Meru.
Daktari wa ngozi. Yaani before hata tuende mbali, nani anaitwa aje Amon, anaitwa Eric. Eric anasema anaota. Alafu anauliza swali ya kwanza, Dr. Gacheri, can her help me clear a post surgery scar on my back? Hai, Eric hata hatujaanza. So daktari wa ngozi. So what does that mean? Tuanze hapo.
Daktari wa ngozi na means tunaongea Kiswahili ama English ama yote?
Yote.
Sa daktari wa ngozi ama skin doctor ama dermatologist.
Yeah.
Inamaanisha kwanza mimi ni daktari, juu kuna mtu aliniambia shida za ngozi afu akaniuliza kama naweza niambia hizo zingine ama aende atafute daktari. Anyway, so ni daktari lakini ana specialize kama vile tu tunasema daktari wa watoto, daktari yoyote. Kwa hivyo daktari wa ngozi tunaangalia ngozi, kucha na nywele, mashida magonjwa hiyo mahali tatu, lakini mara mingi hizo magonjwa zinakuwa pia na ugonjwa ya mwili ndani. So mara mingi actually tunasaidia madaktari wa mwili ndani kupata shida hata kabla mgonjwa ajue ako na shida. So mtu anakuja tu tunaangalia ngozi na tunajua kuna shida ingine ndani na tunawa direct. So generally ni hiyo.
I want you to do this in English because I can see you're really struggling with Kiswahili.
Nimejaribu kumix nikashindwa. So English. So a skin doctor is a doctor who deals with skin, hair and nails.
Yeah, sure.
But what I was trying to clarify is the fact that it doesn't mean that's where our being a doctor ends, because most of the time we end up dealing with internal issues.
Yeah.
You know, like you can have kidney issue, liver issue, anything, neuron issues, and we actually, or even gynecological issues, and we get this from just analyzing or clinically investigating your skin.
So in simple, let us say you're just a doctor who deals with people.
With people? Ukisema hivyo, I'll have so many clients and then I have to refer them back. So at the end of the day, kama kuna shida kwa ngozi, kwa kucha na kwa nywele, hiyo ingine sisi ndio tutatafuta kama ni kwetu ama unahitaji kuona mtu mwingine. Lakini ukiona kitu hapo ni sisi.
All right. So Dr. Gacheri, welcome to My Story, My Style.
Asante.
It's all about motivation, encouragement and people learning. So we are glad that you're here. So who is Dr. Gacheri? Where did you grow up?
Dr. Gacheri, I'm born and brought up in Nanyuki, but my parents are from Meru. Moja ametoka Kenjo, mwingine ametoka Kiandhombe, Kathiri, so number one ama Meru.
Kiandhombe.
Oh, sorry. Usiharibu Kimeru. Kiandhombe na Kenjo.
Kenjo.
But then tukazaliwa Nanyuki, mahali inaitwa kwa huko ndio tumegrow. Kwa hivyo tumegrow in a mixed, can I say, community. So si ile Kimeru.
So you're diverse,
Yeah, tuko diverse. Actually, nilifunzwa Kikuyu nursery. Na tukafanya exam na Kikuyu.
So, ama ni kumaanisha these are the people wale wenye walikuwa wasoma vernacular classes. Hata wewe.
Gosh. Okay, that means I'm very old, but it's true. So tulifunzwa vernacular.
Talking of old, you don't seem old. Wewe na Asunta mko hivi?
Nimezoea hiyo, lakini trust me, tumeficha miaka mahali.
Hiyo ndo tunataka. Hata mimi nataka kukaa mtuko. So now, where did you go to your primary?
So primary school nikaenda, inaitwa Kathiri Primary School, but si Kathiri, si Meru.
In Nanyuki now.
So in Nanyuki, like in village.
Tunajua Kathiri ana
village.
nyuki.
Si hiyo. Sasa Kathiri na nyuki ni before na nyuki town. So achana na hiyo. Ukipita kuna mahali ingine wanaita, I think hiyo Kathiri is the fact that kuna watu pia wa Meru wengine walienda the other side of Nanyuki.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's how wali come up na hizo majina. But Kathiri Primary School mpaka class 4 huko ndio nilisomea, and I was a very poor pupil. Nikisema poor, si poor ya kukosa nguo, poor
Hapa.
upstairs. So like, you know, sometimes maybe, I don't know, maybe the environment or things like that. But of course my parents being watu wanaelewa, I think waliona kuna mahali tunaenda hapa. And then that's I ended up being taken to a boarding school here in Meru.
Yeah.
Called Ntakira Boarding.
Yeah, sure.
So acha tu niseme kweli. So nilifanya interview Ntakira Boarding. I actually don't think I passed your interview, but the head teacher, these are things nilikam kurealize baadaye. The head teacher then was a relative. Okay, gosh, I hope this is not corruption, but ama inaitwa
Nepotism.
It's not nepotism. But the truth is that the head teacher then was a father to someone my uncle is married to.
Yeah.
I think I should ask my uncle this question, come to think of it. But I have a feeling that I ended up getting into that boarding school.
And how did you pass?
I'm so sure I didn't pass. I have a feeling I didn't pass that interview. But that I ended up in Takira Boarding, primary school. Iko Kainyinyo, somewhere uko sasa.
So now, how was your primary? My first question when I ask, when you were there in primary, did you know that, or did you have that inspiration to be a doctor?
Maybe sasa ni clarify. Number one, performing really bad. Then nimeenda Ntakira Boarding. People are speaking in really good English and all that. And I remember tulikuwa na days of speaking English and only one day sijui of speaking Swahili, which is Friday. You know those two rules, the 90s. So I used to be, I told you I wasn't performing well, even the first class 5. Now the boarding I was in class 5 and class 6. But then what I remember, I used to perform well in some subjects, actually above average, but those used to be like mathematics na science only. And then everything else, unajua kulikuwa na so many subjects then.
Social studies.
Nyinyi hamtajua hizo. But so I was so bad. So me, I just knew I'm bad. But after, you know, there you analyze and then a teacher realizes, this student is good with mathematics, this. I think actually that's how I started getting some confidence, because hata mimi nikaanza kuona yenyewe, how come I'm good? I have something, you know. Lakini tukifanya hizi subjects zingine like so average, napotea kabisa.
Ulifanya art and craft?
Zilikuwa.
Ulifanya music?
Zilikuwa zote. Zilikuwa zote. Agriculture.
Hapo nimemnasa.
Agriculture zilikuwa zote until they were removed when I was in class 7. Tukaenda ile 5 subjects. Ikakuwa out of 500. Remember it used to be 7 out of 700. I'm telling you, the first exam I did after hizo zimetolewa, I was top 5. It was just like, you know, black and white. I was like, immediately I was top 5. And then that's when I started like, niliangalia pia nyuma and I realized even in lower classes, I was actually not that bad. The subjects were bad for me. So I was not that poor. And then class 7, by the time, by half class 7, kwenda class 7, 8, I was actually already topping in class. Yeah.
Ukakuwa chopi.
Nikakuwa chopi. But now in class 7, to answer your question, I remember in that specific school we used to have something walikuwa naita the girl of the year and the boy of the year. It was a mixed boarding, and when you top fine, but then wanaangalia all classes. It was class 5 to 8, so they check all classes, and then they'll get their own way of doing things, and then they see who was actually best of all classes from class 5, and that's how I ended up being a top girl.
Wow.
No, not top girl, the girl of the year when I was in class 7.
Yeah.
And there's a teacher who bought me a book, Gifted Hands. Story tu zile za kitambo. You remember Ben Carson,
Yeah, Ben
and
Carson,
your story. And it's after that people said, I'll be a doctor. Not me. People. When I say people, is the teachers, blah, 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 everybody. And then that, coupled with the fact that I had some history of a brother who was very sick, and it's a long story, and passed on. So I had this background of sickness, and it was actually a lengthy sickness. So I had this background somewhere, and it started coming live. Of course, it started coming back to me, and that's why I entertained the idea that I could be a doctor.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now, who inspired you to anze hapo ukiwa pale primary? Like, who did you look up to?
I don't know. Actually, I don't have anyone specific. I remember like that time when I was in class 7, when I started being among the top, there's this spirit of competitiveness that was built in us, healthy competition in terms of school and classwork. And to be sincere, I can't say there's this one specific person that was a doctor or did something that was looking up to. I think there was that spirit too. Yeah, you have to do good. If actually remember, if you fail, not fail, like umepata mathematics imepungua kidogo, you're caught. Like your mathematics teacher is like, no, this is not acceptable. Wengine wanapata 40s, 50s, almost the same punishment I'm getting, and your 70s, 80s. So there was that spirit of you just have to get it.
Yeah, sure.
And that is actually basically that is what drove me, not the spirit, the way, like maybe in life, like right now you look at something you want to. At that time it wasn't there. It was the fact that you can't afford to get less than 80. You can't afford, and someone is not supposed to perform better than you. So that is what was created in us at that time, and I think that's what drove me.
All right. So which moment do you miss best for primary?
Miss in like primary school. Unless I compare with my adult age, just the fact that you're just a child and you're not doing these adulting things, and it was just school. Like even now, I talk with my daughter and I'm like, do you want us to exchange? Like I try to tell her, it's for you is you don't even ask where food is coming from or anything. It's just there's not this expectation set for you really as such. So you just have to perform. And I look back and I was like, that's all I thought about at that time, perform. And even lower classes, I didn't even think about performing. I don't know what I was thinking about. And there was no pressure. There was no what the society really expect. I think maybe that's what I miss. And I keep telling people sometimes we just need to bring back that childness in us and reduce some of the cares we have, because we give ourselves unnecessary pressures. And I think that's what I can say I miss. Nothing really specific.
That is why Hito unawatch Shibus.
Yeah.
Naenda kucheza kati.
Ndio hiyo sasa. True.
Okay, ukamaliza sasa primary.
Nikamaliza primary. I think I was the top girl in nilisahau hizo vitu, either district ama wale vile tulikuwa tunafanya mock Nakumbuka mock kama wewe si wa hiyo.
Mimi ni wa mock.
So
Kwanza class
it
7.
used to be what?
Mtuko hata hajui mock ni nini.
So that whatever it was that time.
Jesma,
Yeah. So that was it. And then of course we had to choose schools of course before. And I chose St. Mary's. Not that I knew St. Mary's because my teachers told me. So you choose your national, then it was provincial. So I had chosen St. Mary's Girls and I think Kaga Girls. And then that's how I got to St. Mary's. Girls, Igoji. That's how I got to St. Mary's Girls, Igoji. And yeah, that's how I did my 4 years. I was fairly good. I gave yeah, good actually, Form 1 and Form 2, and then now the dropping of subjects again.
Out of 11 you choose.
Yes. So I dropped like it was hot. And then again, I started like topping, you know, up there again when I chose what was really working for me.
So when you're in high school, you already knew this is the career I'm choosing.
Yeah, actually, yes. Actually, it was such a big challenge when we came. You know, it's in Form 3, and then you have that career teacher. Was it Form 3? Yes, and then you have to say, and then there's a choosing of what you want to do.
Yeah.
There's all those things. Do you know? I didn't have an alternative. I didn't have number 2. It was like doctor, and then I remember I was being forced, you know, you have to like have number 2, like, you know, that also influences how you choose your universities. I had nothing. Like, it's doctor, like, I don't know anything else. Like, what are you talking about? And actually, that was it. So it was just, I knew that's what I'll be. I was told, and I told you the background, so I knew I have. It's like I have to be a doctor.
You have to.
Yeah. So I actually hata sina story, ati sijui sina story. I didn't just have an alternative. Because ukienda nyumbani, doctor. Sijui relative, doctor. Sijui shule, teachers, even in that high school, doctor. Which I really am against. Not being a doctor. I'm against that sort of thing. Actually, hata watu wakikuja, now that I'm a doctor, and then they are telling their little kids, unaona, sijui nataka usome ukue daktari kama yeye. By the way, hata kama tuko tumemalizana, that consultation will have to be extended because I don't think it's healthy. And I know mostly it's the African setting, doctor, engineer, I don't know what, you know, lawyer. It's not good because most of the time we block children and they're young and brilliant and green, you know, field of brain, and we just start like narrowing them. We start making them think small. I'm not saying being a doctor is small, but you get what I mean. Because this is someone, you know, akianza kuchora sijui amefanya nini, no, kitabu, you know. And I think we cause a lot of harm
to that.
To young kids. Luckily, maybe there's no harm that was caused to me. But who knows? Maybe I would have been a billionaire now doing something. But anyway, I hope you get the point.
Yeah, I get the
Let's
point.
not really, you know, it's like doctrinating someone, you know. Not good. So let them just go wild and see where their interests are, where their strengths are, and then actually work on those. Not telling them be this.
Let them be.
Let them be, yeah.
All right, so now in high school now. Which is the maybe I can say the craziest moment that you remember?
I was a good girl. So
why am I doubting that?
Actually, I was a very good girl. So craziest moments in high school. Gosh, this is a very boring story. I actually can't, do you know, I can't think of any crazy, like, out of the norm thing that I can think of.
Did girls bully you?
Bully? In high school, no. So in St. Mary's, actually, you wouldn't even hear of bullying. There was this thing that was called Dote and Mate. So when you go to Form 1, you were given a Form 2 to be your mom. like practically. So they sleep on top ama they go to double deckers, wanalala chini, unalala juu, wanakusaidia stories za kuosha nguo, like practically. And they used, I think we used to take it so serious mpaka it's like me, my daughter, like I have to do the best, like she has to know I'm the best. I don't know if people know this about St. Mary's, and I don't know if it still exists. You have a mother and every form one has to have a mother.
Sisi tunapewa ilikuwa tunaita nini siki ama tunapewa hawa the dads. Na sisi ndo tunawaoshea manguo.
Now, boys. But imagine it used to work so well. So there was nothing like bullying in high school at all.
Tutaenda St. Mary's sisi wote.
When St. Mary's is a good school. Now, of course, it's a national school. So, yeah, no bullying.
All right. Naingia hapa online. Anasema Eric, swali yako tutajibu. Susan. Susan Jagi. Hi, Dr. Gacheri. She's my dermatologist. Emma Kathiri. Hello, I'm watching from Kirogine Massive. And then Maurice Kimathi saying Dr. Gacheri, the best dermatologist.
Thank you.
Na watu wanakuona huku online. Okay. Before tuendelee, wacha niangalia hapa pengine wanasema aje. Ama nile screen yetu ingenisaidia hapa deadly. Where are we? So now after you did your high school now. Ulimaliza lini?
Someone nataka niseme miaka yangu serious. Fine. Nilimaliza 2005. That's why nimekwambia miaka tumeficha. So I finished in 2005. That's when I did my form 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nimejibu, si ndio?
Yeah.
Ama niendelee?
Maendelea tu.
Okay. So nilimaliza 2005. I was top girl in then province yetu ilikuwa inaitwa aje? Tuko Eastern Province.
Eastern Province.
So in Eastern Province, Eastern, why am I doubting? Eastern Province. And I ended up being a banker. So there's this equity
Foundation
thing, not that one. Now this is the recent one where they take tops, I think even class 8, not that one now. Okay, all of it ni foundation. Wings to fly.
Wings to fly.
Sasi here, there's a very old one, like as old as me. Okay, well, there's a very old one. Hiyo ma 26, 27, hizo ma 2Os. Yeah, so it used to be called
sikuwa napita ndo maana sisijui.
Ilikuwa inaitwa pre-university program then. So they used to take like top girls, top boys, and then you are employed. So practically they coach you, they train you, and then you work with them, of course under supervision and all that. So yeah, I was a banker for 2 years.
Now after high school?
After high school, immediately after high school, I was a banker.
And you are earning?
I was earning, I remember I was earning 18,000. It was so much money. Ilikuwa pesa mingi, of course, that time. And yeah, I can say like after high school, I've never like asked for a coin from my parents or anyone. Like I took myself through university, and so of course I had help. Yeah.
So now let's talk about now campus.
Campus, yeah.
2 years, 205, 206, 207. Kaingia campus.
206, 207, I was a banker. Then 208, nakumbuka kulikuwa na post hizo violence. So now that's like a story. I think it's the worst part of my, when I look back. So I was being taken. So I delayed first because of course it was too bad.
Yeah.
And I went to Mo University, medical school. So there's Mo University, but now there's another college. So not the one, another one now in the referral hospital, the MTRH, Moi Teaching and Referral. It's actually in town, in Eldoret town. So I delayed, I write emails, of course everyone understands, but still after delaying, still when we are going, hiyo njia ya Nakuru huko, long story short, so the matatu stops and disowns all of us. It's like things were going down and then kakitu kanatokea, some to violence tuna erupt or something like that. So we were caught in that thing. So tumetolewa, the matatu imetoa kila kitu and they have ran away. So we have our luggage and everything practically on the side of the road, me and my mom. And then all of a sudden there are these karibu niseme Gen Zs, not Gen Zs that time. So there are these .coms, millennials that time. So with all the pangas and you see that like a key squad, it's like wali release, it's like they're in a meeting then wako released. Yeah. Then now they're coming from this side of Nakuru ama niseme Central, whatever it is, this side. Hatukuwa tumefika Nakuru. Ni njia, kuna njia fulani tu vichorochoro. So they're coming from this side, they're going towards wherever we were going. So now the story is that tuko tunaenda, lazima turudi, hatuwezi endelea. So, you know, at that moment, you know, you think the worst. Like, do you run? Do you what? Do you know those guys just took our luggage? They got someone with baiskeli, wakawambia rudisheni hao watu. Of course, now the fact that maybe they were cukes and mostly cukes, we are Meru, but they didn't even ask us or anything. I think walijiambia tu. So tukabeba vitu and then we were taken to someone's home. Na by there, as we were going back to go to someone's home, manyumba tu zilikuwa zinachomeka. Like when we were coming, hazikuwa zinachomeka. When we were going back, like unaona tu moshi, to places with moshi, nyumba zinachomeka. And then we go to this home of this woman. And then, gosh, but there are people who can really be good. These are known people.
Yeah.
So long story short, I think we stayed for almost the entire day. And by evening, they had found us transport. Tukaekwa kwa, I don't know, it was like a taxi or something. Then we were taken back to, I think we came all the way to Nyahururu or something like that. And then we found our way back. Then I had to write more emails that I can't make it to school. Yeah, but at the end of it, yeah, I made it to school. That is 2008 now. Supposed to report, I think, in January, nilienda March or something like that. And yeah, that's a short story of my worst moments, I guess.
That was chaotic.
It was.
So now, you joined Moi University.
Now I'm in Moi University, 6 years school. Yeah.
Now
medical school.
Medical school.
Now. Yeah.
So how is medical school?
Oh gosh. The medical school then and medical school now, I think they are quite different. But what I can say, medical school is just, gosh, it's medical school. It's, can I say bad? Bad, but good. It grills you. Medical school like gets to the last fiber of your being. And you know, now another story, you know, like people after high school or after even primary school, who do you want to be? Neurosurgeon, cardiologist, blah blah blah. You know, there are all these things. Yeah. And then you go to medical school. Number one, you're used to getting 80s and 90s. And then usually the first reaction, the pass mark in medical school is 50%, 50 or whatever, point of whatever it is. So there's this assumption 50 is, I mean, it's 50, I can do it, you know, because you're from, and then, you know, you meet all the best, you meet the best of the best. All of you are just tops, wherever you're coming from. And then, yeah, you're sure you'll make 50, like, I mean, 70 is doable as well. And you want to be this, neurosurgeon, cardiologist. And then the school starts and the first exam comes. And I'm telling you, if you get 50, not 51, 50, you almost shed tears from how happy you are. It's that bad. And people fail, okay? They fail. You thought you're the best from wherever you're coming, and you fail, and you have to do a supplementary and others fail, and they have to be given a chance to choose another
Career.
or course. So you're like given a priority, you know, like even back in the main school, and others fail. Others repeat, yes, but others fail, and yeah, that is what it is. And of course, we realize again back to the parents telling kids do this, do that. That's where people suffer most, even mentally, like practically mental issues. That's where they'll show up, and people also get anger, like you know, hata
Kuwa
unaweza
na
chukia
makasiriko.
makasiriko inaingililia hapo. And there are those who are bright but they're also forced, and then wanamaliza wanapelekea mama na baba certificate and they still go to their things.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, anyway, that's medical school. And then at every point your prayer, like and I say prayer, it's prayer like Mungu nisaidie, prayers like shedding tears prayers, is that you go to the next class. Actually, that's all you think about. It's I get a 50 and I go to the next year. Is I get a 50, I go to the next year. And it's like that until the last minute. Like even right now, go to any medical school, ask someone, what do you want to be? Like no one even thinks about that. You know, like do you want to be a
Nimalize
cardio?
tu.
Si kumaliza, next year. Nipite, like usually nakuanga, unajua mnaekewa, like the names are just in a board. Si ati unapata in other. So like, hata hakuna kukula, mkijua hiyo siku ndio majina zinatolewa, you know, and you practically, but hata sahii nikikumbuka, sometimes you feel like shedding tears, yeah? You just like go to that board and you're looking for your name. There's no number 1 or 2, it's umepita ama hauko, you know, so you just going looking for your name, and I'm telling you, people cry. You see your name and you cry, you don't see your name and you cry, so you even so you even don't know, like lazima mtu cool down umuulize like which sides are you, or things like that. And yeah,
So now,
yeah,
okay, so now let us go now to your career. Medical school has a lot of, maybe let me say, a lot of departments, ama tuseme hizo. So did you, at the first year, did you choose now dermatology?
no, you can't. So first is survival, so all of you have to be doctors. You have to be a doctor. It's usually Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery, so you have to do every single thing, you know, some in a less capacity than others. Like we've done even dentistry, psychiatry. You do like practically
Everything.
single thing, okay, from head to toe, every department, and there are actually millions of them. Okay, not millions, you get the idea. So you qualify first, you're a doctor. So in the Kenyan system, you have to work for 3 years as a medical doctor before, if you're in public setting like I am, you have to work for minimum 3 years, and then they can give you now a paid leave now to go do whatever you want to do. So the first year, actually 4 years, sorry, 4 years, because the first year you have to be an intern. So in total, like for you to be a doctor is 7 years. So you do 1 year of aggressive work supervision. The donkeys of hospitals, those are the interns now, like watu wa kazi.
But wanalipwa.
Those are the issues that have been there. I'm sure you've heard when interns walipwe, and we're really fighting because in most settings, actually, interns are like the backbone of the hospital. When I tell you donkeys, donkeys, you know, you do the actual work and it's full time. You know, if you, the more you are, the luckier you are. That means you'll have days to sleep. The less you are, like in a department, the worse it becomes, or something like that. So yeah, you do internship, then you get a license, and then now you can work not with so much supervision, and then you work for 3 years. So those 3 years is when people find their bearing most of the time, because then there are those who feel when they rotated, when they went to this department, they enjoyed it more. Or there are those who be like, I'll never work with kids, you know, after doing that work.
Yeah.
So that's when people find their bearing, most people. But I know there are those who have, again, as I told you, medical schools nowadays are a bit friendly. So there are those who kind of you know, you come to school and you really know what you want to do, but majority, they just want to pass. And then now when you're doing
A world of lights and visuals, where dreams unfurl. Has a visuals presence, my story, my style. In a swirl, a show that airs weekly with tales to inspire, to empower and encourage, lifting spirits high. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, of thinking in the frame. Ooh, with high-tone visuals, we light the way. We tackle problems old and new with a fresh view, inspiring minds to think differently, to pursue. For learning is lifelong, a forever flame, empowering each soul to rise without shame. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, of thinking in the frame. Ooh, with high-tone visuals, we light the way. My story, my style, of thinking in the frame. Ooh, with high-tone visuals, we light the way. Change your thoughts, change your world, that's our creed. Encouraging arts to blossom, fulfill every need. Taking chances, being honest, the path we navigate. Motivated towards success despite the way. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, of thinking in the frame. In a world of lights and visuals, where dreams unfurl, has a visuals presence, my story, my style. In a swirl, a show that airs weekly with tales to inspire, to empower and encourage, lifting spirits high. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, of thinking in the frame. Ooh, with high-tone visuals, we light the way. We tackle problems old and new with a fresh view, inspiring minds to think differently, to pursue. For learning is lifelong, a forever flame, empowering each soul to rise without shame. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, of thinking in the frame.
This is Dr. Gacheri, and this is my story, my style. My style, my story.
Yote ni the same.
Okay.
Iko hivyo tu. Welcome back Dr.
Thank
Gacheri.
you.
So now tulikuwa hapo now after you're done with the internship, your 3 years.
Yeah, so I was saying that's a setting in Kenya, but there are those who finish school and they just specialize.
Yeah.
Especially they are not in the public sector or pesa pia. They don't really like need any support from the government. Yeah, but that's it. So after that, then you choose if you've really figured out where you want to be. So for me, dermatology, and how I went, there was no any like department for dermatology actually, and it's something close to my heart that I can say actually I started the department here in Meru, in Meru Hospital. So there's no dermatology at all, even training in Kenya or anything like that. And what really drove me into dermatology, apart from some selfish ideas, for example, no night calls, no really true emergencies, you know, that running and all that, like if you're an obstetrician, I'm a gynecologist, you know, or surgeons and all these emergencies and things like that. So those were like the icing into the entire thing, into of course choosing what you really want to do. But what really drove me is the fact that even the basic training for dermatology in campus was really bad. I can actually say that confidently, and not for me or for people in Moi only, the entire country. Okay, and people struggle even up to date. Like all doctors, all of them, I know they can allow me to say this, struggle with dermatology because that's not something that was known. Known, not something that people cared about, especially here in Kenya, in many African countries, but here in Kenya specifically. And we'll get these cases, dermatology cases, and you're a medical officer, and most of the time you just get stuck. And what was even worse is that there's no one to call or consult with. Yeah, and there was a lot of mismanagement. It's still happening, of course, we are not enough, but there was just too much mismanagement and throwing creams here and there, and people are really getting bad. And I see the same cases, same things happening for now. People come back to me, and I personally used to Google a lot. So Dr. Google, which I don't like encourage people to do really, though sometimes we give people sites where to check a few things. So you'd have no idea, mtu amekuja tu, hata mtoto akona hizo eczema, mashida tu mingi za ngozi, and imagine most of the time you just don't know what to do with them. And I think that's part of, you start checking, you start reading, you start figuring out if you were to do this course, where would you go? And as I said, there was no training in Kenya. So I think I can say that is what drove me to really want to know more about dermatology. And of course, there are also a few friends of mine, especially my partner in life or in crime, kind of also encouraged me. Of course, there are those people who've been there even before us, and put their mind into it, and that's how I ended up doing dermatology, or becoming a dermatologist.
So let me ask you a very simple question. So you want to mean like lazima for you to specialize in maybe one line, lazima ukuwe daktari?
Lazima, yeah.
Like you know everything.
Yeah, you have to. Hiyo ni baseline, except dentist, because people get confused how that works. So for the dentist, you go straight to school to become a dentist. And then when you're done, there are also other specializations in that line. But that is for whoever is called doctor. So in Kenya, it's doctor, dentist, and pharmacist. We are all called doctors. So for doctor, yes, everyone has to do what I said, and then now you can specialize. For dentists, you go, actually we shared classes like first, second year, and then now they branch. So then you become a dentist doctor, and then pharmacist is also separate. So you just do pharmacy to be a doctor. But now for the rest of the doctor as you know it, yes, whichever specializations, you have to be a doctor.
All right. So you went and to specialize.
Yeah, so did dermatology, came back and started dermatology services, especially in main hospital. And people were still wondering, what this dermatology is. And not only people, even the healthcare providers themselves didn't really understand dermatology as such. And also, I know some of my relatives were not so happy because, you are a doctor and then they expect you to do this in quote, okay, not in quotes, but yes, these big things, surgery and all that. And then when you say you're doing dermatology, most of them couldn't really figure out what that is. Skin, like unajua skin inakaa like beautician work, sometimes that's how it looks to most people. They don't really understand what skin is. And I remember several people, even up to today, like if they find me in theater, they even actually doctors, I've had doctors asking me like, wait, what are you doing in theater? You know, like they can't, yeah, dermatology is not understood, but dermatology is not what people assume it is. Actually, it's such a, I think it's the widest area of medicine that anyone can get into, especially if you're doing general dermatology, as I am. There are those people who go to nitty-gritties and a small area, but I say dermatology, you end up actually doing everything because you're seeing, number one, from children to the oldest of the oldest.
Yeah.
And then you're also skin things, as I started to say, can involve any system in the body. Actually, it's not also what I also expected, because you know when you're going to dermatology, you think it's this small area and it's simple and all that.
Yeah.
And then boom, it hits you like you have to know practically everything. I have to know what is happening to your liver. I have to know what is happening to your actually all organs.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something that could affect the skin. So yeah, it's not what people assume it is.
So sijasikia umetuambia ulienda shule wapi ama ni nyamaze tu.
So I schooled in Cardiff University. It's in Wales.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
But now, let me say this. There's a training in Kenya and we are really proud of it. So for dermatology training, so the first class is finishing, I think, early next year or sometime next year.
Yeah.
So we are really proud of that and we hope the numbers of skin specialists in the country will hike. And yeah, we can provide these services to many places because we are not anywhere close to even getting half of the people we need, not even half, quarter.
All right. So now you came back. Now, after now doing dermatology. Hiyo ni 20?
Akimbona, already nilisema, so it doesn't matter. So this is COVID times. That's when actually I started practicing dermatology. Yeah. What was the question? Sorry.
Hapo sasa. So
Hapo
where did you
sasa.
start? You went now to?
So I had been given a study leave by the county government. I was working for the county government. Nilifanya kazi General Hospital as a medical doctor, and I went to Mudhara. I actually worked in Mudhara. You know where Mudhara was? I was the in charge Mudhara then. But yeah, and then there were not enough doctors then. So of course you're in charge, you're also doing actual medical work and all that. And then I was released to go to school. Then I came back now to General Hospital. Not General, Meru Teaching and Referral Hospital.
Siku hizi mmeichange mnaipaka sabuni.
Lazima.
So why did it change to anze hapa? Why did it change from Meru General? Si tunajua Meru General.
Actually General means, General means kila mtu tu akuje huko. You know, that's the district hospital.
Yeah.
So, and then Meru Teaching and Referral. So even with the county system, it's the biggest hospital. So it's a referral, means you refer. You know, there's a system like level 1, 2, 3. You know, hata ile community, it's a level by itself, and then zinaenda zikipanda, unaenda dispensary, unaenda health center, then unaenda hospitali kubwa kubwa ka hizi level 4s, like tukisema Kanyakine, Maua, Nyambene, hizo. Those are level 4s, and then now there's only one level 5, which we are working on to be a level 6, and then Nyambene will be like your level 5. Yeah, so the question is why it's general and why it has changed. So the reason you can't call it general anymore is the fact that actually you're not supposed to have walk-ins. Unaona ka KNH, you can't walk in. You know, it's not a general hospital. You can't walk in. You need to be referred. And actually that's what is being worked on. Now the challenge here, the reason that it's not really working, we are not cutting off walking, not cutting off, they're all up if it's a community, is the fact that there's not really a bigger hospital around that can filter. You see, like the Kenyatta has Mbagathi, for example. So we don't have that, and it's in the hope of the plans that we have a level 4 in Imenti North, likely Kinoru, Kinoru. And then now that's where everyone will walk. That will be the general. And then now level 5, 6, then will be left for referral. So you just can't walk in there. But again, it's a hospital, so yeah. That makes sense. So
Serikali
Meru also
mtatuonesha
teaching.
mambo.
No. Actually, it's for the best. It's for the best. Teaching, because now it lets also others grow, other hospitals grow. And of course, if it's a level 6, it gets a lot of support directly from the national government. Because it has actually outgrown. But then, your hospital yetu ni kubwa, people don't know that. Even the things that are happening, even right now, I saw like some new surgeries that are happening, groundbreaking things. And if it's left for everyone to walk in, it doesn't really grow to that capacity. But trust me, it's for the best. It's really for the best.
Niliona mlibomoa huko
Yes,
maternity
hizo
huko mnajenga.
maternity, because now it
Siniulize nilikuwa nafanya nini huko.
Sauliza. But it's for the best. This is something like we really need to support. It's our baby. We need also to grow. Ama hamtaki kuwa city nyinyi, nataka kubaki Meru town.
Let us talk about being a city. First of all, being a city says that all lands here will have the land rates.
These are my land rights. Okay, well,
We are not ready for that, guys. Tuongee tu kweli.
It has its advantages, trust me.
And
Okay,
disadvantages.
I will talk about city because I'm more of into the health sector. But trust me, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Acha nisiingilie vitu zingine sijui, ninyamaze tu. So now let us talk now about dermatology. Now you came in now.
So tukarudi, tukaanza dermatology services in Meru.
Now you are the first.
Yeah, practically, yeah.
All right. So we are seated with the first.
Mama yao. But yeah. So yeah, we started the department. We receive patients all the way from Sema Marsabit, Moyale. Hii ingine ni wapi? Moyale.
Garissa.
Marsabit. Garissa,
Samburu.
Not Garissa iko side. Samburu, hizo zote ni zetu. Then this side, Nanyuki, Nyeri, this side all the way from Embu. Yeah, they come to this hospital of ours, Meru teaching. So the Raka, of course, and so on and so forth. So it's my hope that we get more people doing dermatology. And then we also have another cadre of, clinical officers. They also specialize. Actually, this is where kind of our strength is, because they are quite a number now. So they go and specialize in dermatology. Of course, they come attach even with us, and we work together and all that. And then they graduate and come support.
Yeah.
So we have a number, and I think Meru, we are doing good because we have like 4 now. So we are doing really good. So yeah.
All right. Now, apart from now, Meru referral and what?
Teaching, referral. Teaching because of the universities and colleges, and yeah, it's a teaching.
So now, apart from that, do you have your own?
Yeah, I have my own clinic. Hapa chini tuko Makutano, so hapa chini after Kaga Girls, hapo chini opposite LR petrol station. The building is called Ngaitai Plaza, and it's eye and skin. I'm not the eye doctor, so there's an eye doctor, and the skin doctor there. Yeah.
So now, what do you do there? The skin doctor.
So as a skin doctor, apart from dealing with the things I said, and of course skin surgeries and all skin diseases, I also do anti-aging. I know this is where most people who are not sick, this is where they like hearing. So I do anti-aging medicine. Usually when I say that is because that's how the training is. Okay, so there was an extra training. Maybe I didn't say that. So as a derma, so we call them, like, sometimes we call them fellowship or just skills training and things like that. So I went through that, and it's still medicine, so it's anti-aging, and it's called aesthetics. You can call them cosmetics. It's more or less the same things. And what this says, So before people start asking me about makeup and such things, so there's a difference. I actually even don't know much about makeup. So for the anti-aging medicine is like, they're called minimally invasive. So it means like we can do needles in your skin, we can inject things, we can maybe try lift your skin with things that we put under your skin, but we also advise on simple applications, mostly to support that and to protect your skin and to boost your skin against aging. Not that aging is bad, so we have two types of aging. There's intrinsic aging. We all age. You like it or not, you have
age.
to age with your years. But now the bad one that we can influence, not the bad, okay, the one we have influence, we don't have really much influence with our internal aging, but we do have to some percentage, and that means whatever we are putting into our body. I know you hear so much about this, so I want to go into it. But the point is, sugars or whites, you put them into your body, the end product messes your cells. You know, the oxidation, hizo processes zinaharibu cells. Na zikiharibu cells, it's you're accelerating your aging, your intrinsic aging. They will mess your hormones as well, so your intrinsic aging. But otherwise, that aging, it's aging. You can't stop it. You can only just support it to happen the best way possible. Now, the extrinsic aging means our environment. From environment is from your skin, what you put on your skin, what is in the air, everything. And the biggest one, like 70% of hiyo ya nje ni sun rays and light and heat, light, and the actual sun, the actual rays apart from the light. That's the biggest, actually. It's so when you say, like, when you tell me I'm a Gen Z, and thank you, so when you say I look like I could pass for a Gen Z, it means likely my extrinsic aging, there's something about my extrinsic aging that has not caught up with me. And mostly it's because I'm aware, you know, so like when I went to, of course I have that background, so I knew sun rays are bad for me. I don't do much, but I do good sun protection, and I started early, and it means I've modified my extrinsic aging. And of course genetics also comes in, juu kuna watu, genetics also play a role, but genetics is mostly intrinsic aging, but it also can influence everything else. And then of course, if you had issues, for example, if you had sickness, that can influence that, or just things on your face. Let's say you had acne, the pimples, that can also influence how your skin has dealt with things, and inaweza chapa just because it went through a lot. So the answer was, fine, I do that. I advise people, and we also do actual things on people's skin.
So now, when you say you do things, actual things,
On people's skin, yeah.
so what actual things? For example, now let's say Mutuku anataka kukua,
Ule bado ni mtoto. Lakini
Mutuku anataka kukua, Mutuku pole, ama nani, ama Saimo wanataka kuchange, ndio ule Saimo pale na Mutuku hapa wanataka kuchange, wakuwe sasa weupe. Now that is what you do.
No. Capital N-O.
Oh.
Number one, I'm trained by that's bleaching. That's what you're talking about. Wanataka kuwa lighter. So I'm trained and certified actually to bleach. Like if I want you to turn that, I can very safely actually, if I wanted to. But now from a point of principle, I can't. Hata kama unanilipa pesa ngapi, I will not do that because I don't believe in that at all. Okay? So because why in the first, so tell me, why would you, Mutuku, why would you want
Mutuku
to Mutuku ni like, why would you want to look white or browner? Why, if I was to ask?
Anatafuta mama amemwambia kwe.
So anyway, whatever reason it is, it has a background, and the background is because that's what we've been brainwashed to believe. Like beauty is when you're white or you're lighter. And it starts, do you have a child? Okay, fine. It starts with us. Sorry. It starts with us and our children. This is something whenever I get a chance, I preach it, practically preach. It starts from now. Ukienda supermarket sahi and you're working with your child, what dolly will you get? Hata tuseme ni zile za plastic.
The light ones.
Exactly. Na ile nywele iko straight, you know. There are black ones now, but how many you get the black ones? Personally, I do. Zote za kwangu ni black. Or even, trust me, the blacker the better. Now, or even the cartoons children watch. Utapata wana watch gani? You know, na hizo cartoons wana watch, who is the superhero? You know. Commercials. Now we are doing quite good, but even the commercials, who is there? Now, utaenda most beauty shops, just walk kwa hizi hata hii makutano, just walk hizi beauty shops and see hizo vitu wameka, hizo mikebe. What is drawn there? A white person. You know, a white, a very nice. I have nothing against a white person, like I'm not racist, maybe a little, but I have nothing against a white person. I have so many friends, or a browner person than we are. But now my problem is what we teach our children and what we have come to be. Of course, to colonize you and all that, but by now we should have gotten over it. So that's superiority. For you to be a model, maybe it's the lighter you are. I'm happy now. Sometimes the blacker you are, likely you pass for a model, because people are conscious that it's like they work hard to accept that, and they want to clap for them because they have shown you that we accept black people. It shouldn't be like that. It's supposed to be natural, like it's just supposed to be there. You understand? So it's the people want to bleach, not because actually, you know, black skin has very many benefits. If you're to take a black person and a white person and you're put in the same, you've had black dot crack, you've had such things. You know, white person would age faster, actually aging. And of course, us being in Africa and the tropics and the sun rays, they are more intense, and that's why, of course, God made us black, because we need to protect ourselves from the sun rays. But now, if we are to get all those factors, and let's say you get someone my age, or let's say I have a twin who is white, not possible, but just assume that, we know at this moment we wouldn't be looking the same.
Sure.
So that person will be looking 40-something, I'd be looking, I don't know how I look, maybe early 30s, late 20s, if I'm
23.
to assume. So that's the idea. They easily get skin cancers because their skin is not really well protected by the melanin. So apart from the fact that I don't want to sell this ideal, that's why I can't bleach people, it's because I don't want to sell this ideal. Like, we need to accept who we are, we need to accept our color. That's my bigger principle. But now the other principle is the fact that it's also not healthy. Fine, I'll do it safely, but now it comes with other things. For example, your and you're in Africa, remember, so you have to do aggressive sun protection, and you can easily get other things if you're not careful. You can get other many bad things and issues with your skin. And you know, you have to keep up, like you have to protect. It's like now you have a disease. Actually, that's how I call it. When you bleach your skin, it's like you have this condition that you have to take care of. Best example is albinism, because that's something we have in Meru especially. And I have so many people living with albinism that I take care of. So it's actually driving someone to that state. So I bleach your skin, you have to go through what a person with albinism goes through. So you have to do sun protection, sun hats, like we need to protect your skin, because we're in Africa, we're in the tropics. So why would I want to do that to you? And also predispose you now to getting skin cancers, because I've removed the natural protective factor from your body. So no, I don't do that. And I would really encourage everyone to be actually against that. So, and all these things we are buying, these zimechorwa huyo mtu wa white, na unaambiwa vile ni natural, vile ni pure shea butter, sijui nini. That goes with mikorogos as well. And you know, you apply and you're getting lighter and so on and so forth. Those are things I'm against for sure.
Let's talk about hiyo mikorogo. What is mikorogo? Nasikia tu mkisema mikorogo. Unajua sasa sisi hatujui. Sisi tunajua tu Vaseline.
That's good. You should only know sunscreen. I mean Vaseline and sunscreen. So mikorogo is generally, you know, it's a wide spectrum. Not all mikorogos are bad if we are just to take the name for what it means. In medical terms, it's called compounding. Compounding is, all medicines are compounded. Actually, karibu zote. Hii inamixiwa na hii inamixiwa. That's what it means, mikorogo. But now the reason we have the word mikorogo is because vitu zinakorogwa practically. And the biggest issue we have is the fact that not everyone doing this know what they are doing. Okay, they know what they are doing in their mind at that time, but it's not standard. You know, you can't do mkorogo and take it to KEBS. You see, because if you are to do hiyo mkorogo yako unafanya, nikikuuliza what's the percentage of this thing in it, you can't tell me. And now the worst bit is, even those doing it is because they have learned from someone and they don't know. Actually, they don't mean harm. That's what I need to clarify. Most of these people don't mean harm. They even don't know all they're selling, actually. And they know if I mix this and this and you have a black spot, itatoka. Ama kama uko na pimples, itatoka. But in reality, they don't have that in-depth knowledge to know what actually is in there and the side effect of whatever they're putting there. So a few samples have been taken, okay, from, you know, reading and researching. You'll find some of these things have very high content of things that in the first place should not even have been on your skin. Or if they were to be on your skin, there's a certain percentage that is permissible. And then you find it's double, triple these percentages. Or things like this and this should not be mixed together. You get, but then it's being mixed and put on your skin. Or this thing should not be used more than 2 weeks, more than a week. Okay? But then someone is using kama mafuta for years. Okay? And now this is where the problem is. So if you know what you're doing, and I don't mean you know because you can do it, I mean the science behind it. You know, if I ask you, because most people I tell them, if you're to do mikorogo, write what you have put with the percentage. Most of the people, you even don't know, you know, what is in there. And okay, that's my biggest fight. Staki kuingia hapo sana juu I can't stop talking. But that's my biggest point. And it has given us a very good, not good, it should be bad, but a very good percentage of our clientele is from these mikorogos. Okay, and then it even becomes difficult to get them off. It's like an alcoholic, okay? So unakunywa pombe sana and then we try to stop you. And this example actually I give to my patients. If you try to stop, you know what happens? You get sick, you know, like withdrawal symptoms are really bad. It's the same thing. So there are these things that signal you put on your skin and it signals your natural body that don't bring, maybe ukileta hii kitu hapo ikimix na hii itakuwa mbaya, so usilete hiyo kitu na nini kitu ilifaa ikuje. You get what I try? Some hormones, for example, they're supposed to come to my skin. But now because there's this other thing I'm putting, after you may pita 1 month, 2, 6 months, now it sends other signals, you know, stop doing this, stop, you know, you change everything. You change the physiology, the biology, everything about your skin. And now, when this changes, sometimes it can take years. If you're lucky, it will take months. So the earlier, the better. So you start getting now the side effects. After umekuwa smooth and nice for some time, you start getting the side effects. And now this is when people come to us now as patients. And then now I have to deal first with trying to, it's like with withdrawal symptoms. You have to go through a very rough patch. I stop, it gets bad. Because the skin is not even receiving what it was supposed to receive from the body. So anyway, long story short, you go through a very bad withdrawal period. You have to come through that and then we start treating your skin. If you're lucky, it's just your skin. If you're unlucky, let's say you're pregnant and you're using those, and you see people even getting miscarriages. I'm not saying every miscarriage is because of that. None should feel guilty or anything. Maybe it's not related, but things get deposited. Some things will get deposited in metals in your skin, in the fat in your body, placenta if you're pregnant, okay, kidneys, and so on and so forth. So there are people who do the studies from cadavers, you know, mili medai, sana sana majuu. Here we rarely get funding to do such things. So, you know, they have checked these things and they have found them. Even in these miscarriages, the placenta, the what, you find these of it too. They actually influenced all the, I hope you realize how dangerous it is. It's not just a matter of saying, it's a big deal, like really big deal.
Alright, acha tuingie online kidogo ndo sasa tukuulize. Watu tumuulize maswali gani? Sasa ndo nimeanza kuuliza maswali sasa. Good job. This is Michael Gitobuki Rugi. Good job team. My story, my style. Dr. Gacheri is so famous and well known. She is good in what she does. Watching live from Doha.
Okay.
Alright. Hao wengine wanasema aji, kuna mtu amesema ameniuliza nikuulize, where are you at? You are the person she was looking for. Is she the dermatologist here of? That is Kanyinjiro Christine. Ni yeye Christine. Evelyn Mureithi anasema finally I've got a dermatologist. Where is she located please? Hebu ajibu ndi tukiendelea.
So I work in Meru Hospital, Meru Teaching and Referral Hospital. I also have a clinic, as I said earlier, at Kaga, opposite LR petrol station. Yeah.
All
Eye and
right.
Skin Center.
So now let's talk about BBL. Is it part of your work?
BBL, so what it means, the ladies want their behinds enlarged. Yeah, basically that's it.
Is it part of what you do? Is
No.
it part of the dermatology?
No, it could be, but there's a way our licensing is structured. There are things you're allowed to do, there are things you're not allowed to do. So no, my licensing does not allow me to do a BBL. But we know about it because it's more or less the same, I would say the same field, but it's done by plastic surgeons. So their licensing actually allows them, and they are also trained to do that, like really trained to do that safely. Let me add safely, because we've seen people claiming to be plastic surgeons, especially people coming from outside countries.
Yeah.
Let me just add that. And they actually mess people up. So plastic surgeons are trained to do this. And what BBL means is, you know, we get fat from the doctor, the plastic surgeons, get fat from the areas that we really don't want fat, especially, of course, tummies, and then in the sides and even the back. You know, there are people who have lots of fat at the back, and then they put them in the places that we want fat to be, especially ladies, and that's the butts and the hips. And sometimes the thighs also, they can reduce fat also from the thighs as well. And you can add fat on the legs as well, because there are people who have quite, they're big and the legs are quite thin. So yeah, you can do that as well. You can add fat kwa miguu.
And does it apply in men?
Yeah, of course. Of course, you can go reduce, have liposuction reduce. We don't really see this much, but I know people do it at majuu. And now you see, when you say men, it depends. So, you know, there are men, born men, there are men who wants to be men, there are men who are like this and want to turn. This is 2026 almost. So there is that. So people
What do you
really,
mean?
yeah, but then, you know, how do I even say this? So do you know a woman can change to a man and a penis is created? I hope you know this.
No, I don't know.
So anything, yeah, those are things that are there, but if you look for them, there are even TikTokers who come out openly. Okay, so all this, it's called,
Umenichanganya kidogo.
nimekuchanganya, sorry.
Like a lady wants to be a man.
Yeah, so you have your breast removed.
Uh-huh.
No, you start with hormones. I'm not preaching this. I'm not saying anyone to do that. But the reason I'm saying this is because you asked, can men do this? Now I'm trying to show how crazy it is. Like, there's nothing you can't do with your body. So your body, your choice. So there are people, you have your breast removed totally to have a flat, and of course you take hormones. So now I'm talking about a lady becoming a man. So the breasts are removed and you're taking testosterone, and of course they go to the gym and all these things. So there are people who stop there, but now there are people also who create, sijui hiyo jina imenipotea, like you have your penis created. So they get some muscles, they get, mostly skin is gotten from hapa mkono, and they create penis, like a functioning penis.
And the testicles.
I've never thought about it. I'm not sure about, I've never even thought about that. But this is, and I'm telling you the truth, the
A functional
functioning, yes. Yeah, these are things that are happening. Or even men with small penises having them enlarged. Na si ile unaambiwa sijui meza tembe nini. You know, things injected, like fat and all that, yes. But I don't want to say also I can do the one I want to say, because I won't do, but even fillers. So fillers are things, yeah, they're called fillers. I actually have them. I do them for clients, for, you know, to feel. Sometimes I do them, I can say medically, because there are those conditions you can get, maybe tuseme umepata shida, and I have like 3 patients like that. Hii nyama tuseme inakuliwa, and then you have like a hollowness or something like that, and your skin has been treated, it's okay.
Yeah.
So you can put, it's like a gel, you know, you sort of restructure the face, so you put those fillers there. They can last 2 years and beyond. So you refill, just even to get symmetry, or people who have really hollow areas here, you feel. So the same things, fillers can be used. People are using them too. And to make breast bigger, to make penis bigger, to make buttocks bigger. Yeah. So these are things that are being done. So it's not, I know it's shocking to you, but I'm just trying to tell you what is happening when you ask if men can do. So all these things are happening.
So what happens to those that can't sleep, can't sit down, and they have to wait for 2 weeks?
Yeah, now, yeah, that will happen, because you see, this is fat, and you don't want to cause fat necrosis, or rather the fat cells to die, because of course if they die, the outcome will not be as perfect. So fat has been taken from your tummy, added to your hips or your buttocks. So you definitely have to follow a certain structured, really serious regimen, I can call it that, to make sure that your cells taking ni zingiane na zingine, zikuwe part of that area. So yeah, there's no way you're sitting on that fat that has just been put there.
Itaboromoka.
So it needs to be integrated. And this is, let me make this clear. I'm not against people doing liposuction or adding bits of your body. Just do it safely. Go to a qualified person. Do it safely. And yeah, feel good about it, because it's your body. And the best example I give is this. You know, there are ladies with really big breasts. When I say big, it's really big. You know, they even get back pains. They get back issues, like spine issues. It's a problem. I can put it like that. I want to make this clear. I know I talked very negatively about bleaching. That is my place, 100%. So before people take this negatively, I'm not against it. Go to the right certified person, have it done, have the breast removed. It's therapeutic, ni kutibiwa, because it can even mess your spine. And my hope has been that we make these procedures affordable, actually, as far as even having sharp pay for them. This is, I won't call it a disease, but you understand what I'm trying to say. And then there is a girl with flat chest, okay, and they're not comfortable. They don't want to go out. It has messed their self-esteem. What's wrong with that lady having their breasts added for them to get their feminicity, that word, you know, and to feel good about themselves. We have people who are maybe they feel they are not comfortable because their upper body maybe bigger, they have tummy, and they practically have no hips, and they're not happy, they're not, you know, it's affecting their self-esteem. So what is wrong with that girl or lady having this tummy reduced? She has given birth, she, you know, and tummy iko hapo, you know, and it's fat. What, there's nothing the fat is adding here. Okay, what's wrong with that fat being removed? And it's her fat, ni yake. Hata sika nywele umeka fake. Okay, hii yangu si fake, but because people you know, the people keep asking me, are those real? So these ones are real. It's just giving an example. To me, if you're wearing those things, you're adding kwanza the straight hairs, to me you're more fake than, I'm so sorry, I don't want to sound that bad, but yeah, I believe in natural hair, and even if you have to add, like, I told you I'm a little racist. Not racist, it's more of Pan-Africanism. Just have your actual hair or braids, or if you have to add, we don't have to copy ile straight hair, like who said, you know, you feel me, I hope so.
Yeah.
But to me, if you're doing that, and this girl is getting her fat and transferring it here, you get the idea?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, do it safely, feel good in the body. I mean, you're not getting another body. Maybe after life, if that's what you believe. But feel comfortable in the body you are. If you're doing it with someone who is qualified, do it safely, 100%. Go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
So how about now we switch gears now, we get back now to your line. Talking of hair and alisema kucha
Kucha na skin.
na skin. How about hizi za kudunga? There is what we see za kudunga, sijui what.
Kudunga.
Dawa unadungia mtu dawa tano.
Okay. Now, vitu mingi zinaweza dungwa, inaweza kuwa unatibiwa ugonjwa, fine. Of course hiyo tunaweka hivi, but I know what you're trying to ask is I know what you're asking. Ni ile ya watu wanawekwa IV ya kubleach. Si ni hiyo dawa? Hata unaenda kwa simple clinic unaketi, okay, posh clinic or wherever, unawekwa IV. So this is going to not to be nice even with my fellow doctors and plastic surgeons, but I'll say it. The most ile watu wanadungwa sana yenye najua it's trending is something we call glutathione. Glutathione IV, usually mixed or given the same time with vitamin C IV. I'm against it. I'll just say it. 100% I'm against it. It's not scientifically proven actually, and it's not safe. It's not safe. Okay, you see, the thing is, tuseme kanchapusha, you know, those two black things, people will remove and then it looks easy. I also do it. I'll remove a beautician, even you, nikikwambia fanya hivi utatoa, okay?
Kuna yenye inanisumbuanga mahali.
Hiyo sasa.
Tutaitoa.
You know what, tutatoa hiyo. You know, they are called like simple skin tags. Even you, utaona tu, like ukifanya hapa kwa hii room iko hapa, no one will know and people will pay you until that one that will go wrong. Unaona, because in the first place you're not supposed to be doing it until that one that goes wrong. And you know, it's that one that tells us, is it what people are doing things, I'm telling you, in this Kenya, until one goes wrong, and then that's when people know things are not right. So, and to me, one life is too much, or one complication that should not have happened is already too much. So people are doing these IVs and people feel good, and you get this brightening for a short period and all these nice things. But at long life, you know, after there's no one that has studied how safe these things are in the long run. Okay, it's not permanent. Glutathione is something safe, and if you really have to use it, I would prefer you take orally. Unajua unameza, juu kimeza iko balanced, kuna vile iko balanced. It has a very short life lifespan, half life, but let me say lifespan for general understanding. So glutathione also have a very short lifespan unless you want to do it continuously. But no one also knows how the dangers of this in excess, and in excess is you're doing them over and over and over. And I'll do this without fearing or it's wrong, and it's being done by doctors, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm saying it's wrong, it's not proven scientifically if it's actually safe.
Yeah.
So judgment, don't do it. Just don't do those IV things. If you have to swallow, swallow. If you have to apply, apply. If you have to do actual procedures, do the procedures, but don't do the IV things. And there's someone, I know of one person that died. I won't say which hospital, of course not Meru, Nairobi. Someone died. And yeah, we don't know if it was direct or there were other issues, but now that's what I mean. We really don't understand. There's no proof, or we don't know how this thing interacts also with other things. So it's not scientifically proven. Don't do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's switch now to our airlines. Sasa kama sisi wenye tuko na maupara huko. What do we do?
So first, it's called alopecia, tunajua hivyo. That is a very huge topic. Lakini
Tuiminimize hapa sasa juu unajua kuna watu watafukuzwa nyumbani na wengine wako hapa.
So alopecia is such a huge topic, and there are different types of alopecias. So ntaziacha tu because that needs a whole, but what I would say is this: if you're losing hair, let's have a look. Juu hata kuna like, na kuna zile tu straight away just come. Unajua kuna kama hii yangu hapa, this is actually after treatment. It used to be bad. So hapa cells zilipotea, follicles zilipotea kabisa. So I see this is called traction. Tuliharibu tukiwa university na braids and all those things. So there's hii yenye tunajua fine, una change hairstyles and all that, and we treat, actually it can get better. But ukiona unatupaka nywele hizi za huku, for example, and then hata mostly women hizi zinapotea, na unajua ya kuvuta hizi zinaachwa, but unaona yote inakuwa clean. Hata those are diseases, that's what I'm trying to say. Ama nywele inapotea hapa katikati, acha na kipara kwanza, especially women, inapotea hapa katikati, ama unaamka there's a patch of clean no hair. All these are diseases, and these are issues we need to get early, then we control them. Si saa zile imeenda kabisa. I know those are not the ones you're asking, but I had to say that. It's a huge topic. If you're losing hair, especially a woman, let's have a look, because these cases are more in women, but also in men. So for a man, kama si ya kawaida, unaona inasonga polepole, hiyo unasema, then hapa nywele unaona iko thin, inakuwa nywele kidogo kidogo, inakuwa ya mtoto, na hapa katikati. Now that's the normal kipara. We know it's the normal baldness. Let me call it normal. But now if umepata patch, other design, unakuja mbio. Ingine kautaki kuja mbio, it's okay, it's baldness, it's fine, it's not a big deal. But I know that's what you're asking about. So yeah, we can delay going bald. So now for men mostly, but also women do have the same pattern, but kidogo kidogo pole pole. So for men inaanzanga hapo, unaona hairline tu inasonga nyuma, and then kidogo kidogo hapo unaona nywele ni kama ya mtoto, na hapa katikati. Now we call it androgenic alopecia, ile ya hormones, changes in hormones. These days it's coming as early as 20s. So we can treat, actually you can practically treat that. So there are things we give, there are supplements we tell you, or not actually even supplements, supplements like for vitamin D, things that can give vitamin D and iron. Those are the most important. And now we do things on you. You know, when I said we do actual things, now that's one of the things we can do, actual things. For example, we can like get your blood, harvest growth factors from your actual blood and inject it back. So these growth factors are like signaling your scalp to be healthy and to support hair, if I can say that. And actually hair can start regrowing. We can do like something we call microneedling, like there are something called microneedling. Just Google. So it's like a machine with 2 needles, and it also has its cascade of things that it does, and your hair can start growing back. And we also have things you can apply on your scalp. And the most famous one that even people know even over the counter is minoxidil. The only reason I won't tell you to feel free and go get minoxidil and start using is because your alopecia might not. Si nimekwambia kuna mingi sana. Because if you're using it for the wrong alopecia, then you delay diagnosis. Because even for the wrong alopecia, it might seem to work, but the actual damage is going on. So the best is, let's tell you the type you have, but there are those who, like, it's obvious, it's baldness. If you want, you could try the minoxidil, but minoxidil alone will only just keep delaying, but ukistop, the falling of the hair will always come back. But if you combine with other things, then you may delay that even further. We won't stop it, but we can regrow the hair, by the way. Ka hiyo kashimo ijapotea, but ukikaa sana shimo ipotee, it's a done deal, maybe hair transplant. But unakaa tu kipara, but shimo iko, we can actually grow that hair na ijae tena.
Alright, sasa na wenye wako na manywele kila mahali, lakini yuko
so sorry, like you have an issue like uko na nywele kifua.
Nywele kifua, miguu, wengine hata wavangi.
Short, nywele ni mingi. So the usual things, there's the shaving, the waxing, they're the usual things, fine.
But ukifanya hivyo, it will grow more.
It will always regrow, yes. Now, anything that is closer to, we call it hair reduction. Unajua ingine ni shaving uja reduce, ni ile tu. So something hair reduction, we don't call it permanent like hair removal. Medically, is lasers. So lasers is a machine. It's a machine that has a lot of physics. And then inatoa lasers. So there are different type of lasers. So I'm sure you've seen laser hair removal, and hopefully before mid next year we will likely have it at my clinic. That's my hope. It's in the process. So cause sometimes getting really good ones, you have to get to your pocket, and you need to figure out if it will pay back business. So yeah, so lasers. So it's inatoa uto to lasers, and then you just drive it on your skin, and it tries to kuharibu. Actually inaharibu mahali nywele inatoka. So you do many sessions. So after the first session, una feel nywele iko coarse vile ilikuwa really nika badness. So unaona inaenda ka vile inapotea hapa. Then after a few sessions unaona sasa inakaa ya mtoto kabisa. Hivyo tu. So we keep reducing. So you decide if you're comfortable to wherever you get. You know, even women get hizi za huku. So we keep reducing to when you are comfortable. And if you want to keep on going, well and good.
Alright. Wacha tuongee kuhusu, niingia hapa online, kuna mwenye anasema, Supu anasema my skin doctor, Dr. Gacheri. Yaje Supu. Mobobia roundup anasema following great content, and then umeuliza swali nilikuwa nataka kuuliza. Ama nalikuwa anasema nataka kutoa hizo tattoo zake. Ni rahisi?
So again, tattoos. Allow me to say something before I go to if you can remove or not. Okay, also personally, I have nothing against tattoos. I actually have some. So I have nothing against that, but I need people to be careful because you can get quite a number of issues, tattoos. So the usual ones where you're going to get it, people are getting infections. There are people actually who get some very adamant fungal. It's like something is introduced into your skin, and sometimes even before we figure out you got it from that, we struggle a bit. Those are those diseases we struggle before we even get where we are, because they're not the usual normal way of getting diseases. So that people are really getting issues. Unaona mtu ameanza kufura mavitu, even don't know what is going on. I've also had another patient alifanywa ikadisperse. So the color just disperses, meaning it was put not in the correct depth that is supposed to be put. And then now the infections, all the bloodborne, najua hizi ni mashindano. So wherever you go, clean, someone who knows what they're doing. If it's a needle, it needs to be opened when you're there. Like when I say when you're there, practically let them show you wakifungua sindano, because things happen, trust me. Those are now the simple basic things, but also people can get reactions to these inks. You can get a reaction and it can be bad for your skin. You can get scars. There are people who get actual scars, hata makilo. Tunaona vile watu toboa masikio vitu zinafura. These are patients I have. You can get keloids. Always have, kama ukikatwa kidogo ama ushaitoboa umepota, don't do tattoos. You'll likely end up with the same thing. Then the age. So if you're 30 and above and that is your decision, well and good. The reason I'm saying this is because actually most patients who come to us to have the tattoos removed are youngsters, especially people wanting to join army. Unajua army huwezi enda na tattoos because that's something that identifies you, and you know, I mean, ukishikwa na Al-Shabaab and all. So that plus there are those umepata kazi na NGO fulani who have their own culture and doctrines and they don't want someone with tattoos. So what I would advise people, if you're young, I have nothing against tattoos, but if you're young, I would rather you delay that decision of getting a tattoo. And if you really have to get a tattoo, if you can stick to a simple color like black, brown, that is safer. Not safe, I mean, that is better, because if you ever plan to remove these tattoos, it's easier to remove if it's black, gray, those ones. Kama ni zile green, red, another story. It becomes really hard, because most of the lasers that we have, especially for black skin, they are, can I say, they are meant to like identify a black thing. You get, so it's easier to remove if something is black, unlike if they are colored. So the answer at the end of the day, yes, we can remove tattoos with lasers, but it's a process.
Ama nikutoa yako hiyo ya red na green, kuisha wewe. So someone, Michael is asking, hapo YouTube, anasema, having big mouth lips, I bet is a sign of beauty, especially with ladies in Gulf countries. Ask her to talk a little about enlarging mouth lips, because I've seen it common. It's a common trend too. Yes.
So the fillers I was talking about, so people do the fillers in the lips. So now that's why you need to
Let me understand, like big lips.
Now, as we already have big lips, that's what I'm telling you. Africans are blessed, but we don't see it. So people, sasa kutoka leo, just start looking at Caucasians. You'll notice. So unaona hata kwa movies nini, just look at their lips. They're just like they have no lips, most of them. You'll start noticing now after this talk, okay? Very thin lips. Asians are better, but Caucasians, like they almost have nothing. Africans have good lips, and people, it's a beauty. That's what people want, actually. The lips and the upturning. Okay, there's what the trends describe as the best lips or things. So the bigger, the better, for whatever reasons. And then there's also the definition. Unaona ni kama, I'm not saying mine are the best, but you can tell there's like a border. So people want that border seen, and they want the lips to be bigger. And that is what's happening. Like now in the Middle East mostly, they are crazy. Ukienda Asia, hizo Korea, Japan, they are really crazy about this, but also now the actual Caucasians. And that's what they want. They want the lips to be upturned and to look bigger, and that's why they are crazy about adding the size of the lips. So they have things injected. So there are those who can inject actual fat, we talked about, but the most common thing is the fillers. Unajaza tu fillers, unajaza fillers kidogo kidogo. Botox, kuna kitu inaitwa botox, inadungwa hapa juu ili ifunguke, if I can say that. So yeah, hata huku kuna dungwa fillers ili unaona haka line huku line. Yeah, so yeah, it's a trend. It's crazy. Yeah.
All right, Amon, tuende break kidogo tukuje tumalizie kipindi.
Okay.
Au sio?
Encouraging us to blossom, fulfill every need, taking chances, being honest, the path we navigate, motivated towards success despite the way. Ooh. In a world of lights and visuals, where dreams unfurl, has a visuals presence, my story, my style. In a swirl, a show that airs weekly with tales to inspire, to empower and encourage, lifting spirits high. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, of thinking in the frame. Ooh, with high-tone visuals, we light the way. We tackle problems old and new with a fresh view, inspiring minds to think differently, to pursue. For learning is lifelong, a forever flame, empowering each soul to rise without shame. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, of thinking in the frame. Ooh, with high-tone visuals, we light the way. My story, my style, of thinking in the frame. Ooh, with high-tone visuals, we light the way. Change your thoughts, change your world, that's our creed. Encouraging hearts to blossom, fulfill every need. Taking chances, being honest, the path we navigate. Motivated towards success despite the way. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, of thinking in the frame. In a world of lights and visuals, where dreams unfurl, has a visuals presence, my story, my style. In a swirl, a show that airs weekly with tales to inspire, to empower and encourage, lifting spirits high. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, of thinking in the frame. Ooh, with high-tone visuals, we light the way. We tackle problems old and new with a fresh view, inspiring minds to think differently, to pursue. For learning is lifelong, a forever flame, empowering each soul to rise without shame. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my style, of thinking in the frame. Ooh, with high-tone visuals, we light the way. My story, my style, of thinking in the frame. Ooh, with high-tone visuals, we light the way. Change your thoughts, change your world, that's our creed. Encouraging hearts to blossom, fulfill every need. Taking chances, being honest, the path we navigate. Motivated towards success despite the way. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. My story, my
Tunionyesha mambo leo. Yes, welcome back guys. This is my story, my style. Tuko hapa na Dr. Gacheri. Ni Gacheri ama ni Gacheri?
Gacheri.
Gacheri. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So, where were we? Tulikuwa hapo sasa kwa skin. So, tumeongea vitu mingi hadi zingine zinani confuse. So, let us talk about nchagusha ama tunaziita aje?
No, sawa.
Kama hizi zangu za huko. Hizi ni nchagucha ama hizi ni beauty marks? Yangu ni kurogwa. Maombi ya mamangu huwezi nifikia msee.
So there are different things kwa ngozi. Ile sita nchavusha ni skin tags. Skin tags, like we can tell the difference, like inakaa tu ni ngozi imesonga mbele na iko na kakitu kama inakaa cauliflower ama mushroom kinda, si lazima, and then there's a stalk. Those are the actual skin tags. Then kuna moles, natafuta jina ingine nakosa, tunaziita moles or nevers. So best example niko nazo, like kunayo hapa, there are those that are raised ka iko hapa, yeah, hata uko nayo na hata iko hapa yako, those are nevers. And then kuna zile ziko flat. I know I have like two somewhere, I don't know where, and somewhere. There are those ones. And then kuna kitu tunaita DPNs. I can see you have like, hata uwezi ziona tu vitu ile macho ingine ile side, like very two tiny things, so sometimes they can get really big. Hiyo si skin tag na si hiyo mole, so tunakaa tu vitu tu, let me just say tu vitu tu, na kuna tunaziita DPNs, na kuna saa zingine zinakaa kipatch kikubwa, kinakaa hata uchafu saa ingine, especially in the older people utaziona hata kwa kichwa huku. So those are, so kuna hizo. Then kuna warts. Warts is an actual infection. So kuna vile tukiangalia tunajua, it's so hard to explain, but tuna watu wako na hizi vitu hata bado hao ukua na hizo warts. Si lazima ukue na, inaweza kuwa hata moja, tunaweza kuwa tuwili, hata kwa eyelid. So something hata niliongea kwa TikTok yangu about that ni when you're having these things removed and someone can't tell which is which, and then utoe ile iko na what, yenye iko na virus, hiyo virus, and then aendelee kutoa nayo, they can actually spread. So unaona mtu, and the reason I talked about it ni juu kuna mtu alikuja akasema nilitolewa, nataka nionyesha picture, and then ati within 3 months zimetoka mingi, and then now hiyo kitu anasema imetoka mingi is now the what, the infection. Na zile za kwanza nikiona picture zilikuwa hizi vitu, the innocent ones. I hope that makes sense. And what I'm trying to say is please be careful. Sitaki kuharibia mtu kazi. I try my best, but then I also have to say the truth. See, killer, you know, that's an invasive thing because you're cutting something. It's not everyone that is permitted. Actually, it's illegal to remove something from someone's skin if you're not like qualified. Inakaa kitu simple, as I told you, even you can do. But as I told you, when one thing goes wrong, that's when you know. Because like kunazo unaona ni ntabusha, but you don't know if that thing is connected to something else, especially when you anasema umekuwa nayo for a very long time. You'd cut and umekata kitu kwende vibaya, okay? So that's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so the DPNs usually they're in the family. Hizo vitu tunasema kawaida zinakuanga kwa family. Utaona family yote wamedevelop hizo vitu. You don't have to stay with them. We can safely remove them. There are different ways of removing. Kuna watu wanatumia lasers, kuna wao wanachoma, kuna wao wanakata. Najua nyumbani kuna watu funga threads. So fine, but now the issue with that ni unaweza pata infection, because in the first place hata hiyo thread ikuangi sterile, and yes unaweza funga and you get away with it and itoke safely. Wengine wanafunga inakuwa kidonda and they come back to us. Then pia msitumie caustic pencil. Kuna kale, hiyo ni medicine ya 1990s. So kuna hii pencil inakaa pencil, nika unachoma nayo, inakuacha na kitu black. We stopped doing that thing, so please stop doing it. It's not safe na kuna other issues, so don't do that. So yeah, we can remove them. That's what I can say. But as a doctor, what I was trying to advocate is please, just don't go cutting things on your body.
But there's something that there was something that I was waiting for. You said about infections. What brings in those infections?
Sasa what is a whole topic, because there are different types of warts. Kunazo ziko kwa vidole, kunazo zinatoka uso, kunazo utoka mkinyolewa. Kwanza wanaume zinakujanga zimepanga line huku, you spread through that thing, and hizo what is a virus, na hiyo virus ikufangi haraka, that's why it's easy to just spread it around, but our immunity is usually very good, so zingine hata zinapotea bila kuleta shida kubwa. And then there are those that are sexually transmitted, so hizo watu hutoka around the genital areas, and then now the sexual practices, hizo oral sex nini, sometimes they can go the wrong places, of course, and they can go anywhere, even in the hands, yet ni zile sexually transmitted. They're actually different types of viruses.
hata sio vaya alicheke ni mtu mwenye ako nyuma yako.
So no, sorry, I'm a doctor, I have to say it as it is. So unapata vitu as if, and then now you see the problem is if they are coming to these other places, you have a small child, you're changing the child, then mtoto anakuja tena kona words that are supposed to be sexually transmitted na ziko huko. Tunakuuliza maswali ngumu, you know, because now I'll start asking, who did you leave the child with? You know, I start thinking the worst, like molestation nini before, because in the first place mtoto akufaa kuwa nazo huko, but they might have gotten there very innocently, you know, and you take care of your child. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking I'm talking from experience by this, so I end up saying it all. But words are everywhere. You can get this innocent words from environment, from other people, from kinyozi and so on and so forth. Na sasa zinatoka, kuna utu tunatoka, zinaka hizo vitu sasa unaita nchavusha. That is a virus. It's an infection, okay? It needs to be treated. Kuna vile of course tunazitoa, tunachoma, because that unaweza toa imea ingine, and it, as I told you, it can easily spread. Umetoa na hiyo kitu umeguza huku kwingine. If you're lucky, your immunity clears it. If you're not lucky, ni kama umezipanda. Same thing na kunywa. So hata tutoto tu boys kwanza tunakuja nazo sana. Okay? So yeah, that's the infection, and you may never tell which one it is from your eyes. You know, kama niyo ama nizi vitu zingine ziko innocent. That's what I was trying to say.
All right, so people should even care about what they eat. Ama, what do you say?
Eat. Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay, fine. Yeah, fine.
All right, let's talk about sunscreen tukimalizia. So why are they important, and do they have after effects? Are there problems?
Okay, so sun protection, kuna time tulikuwa tumeanza tulikuwa tunasema about extrinsic aging, the effects of the sun. That's the biggest influence into aging, and not only aging, also getting black spots and the tone. You know, when we treat, as I told you, we don't bleach. So when we are treating you and we want your color to change, it's not really your color to change. It's for you to get your original color. By now, I know you know kuko brown, mali kuko sun exposed, it's darker. It's like that for almost everyone, but for some more than others, especially those who are sun exposed. And then kunao itatoka tu maybe huku kando kuna ki black patch. Kwanza drivers, sana hii side ya right. Just your environment, it will change accordingly. Ama huku, you know, na kuna mtoto wako kwa hii room alinionyesha.
Sisi wote, hata sisi. Napata hadi hapa.
So hapa mko daka. But why? Like hata inaweza kukuexplain hapa, it's always protected hapa. So the way it's turning dark, you know, it's your skin trying to protect, it's your melanin yenye watu wanatoa na naambia wasitoe. It's your melanin trying to protect you. So the reason here it's darker ni juu ngozi ina sense hizo sun rays zinakuja hapa. So what should I do? I protect the cells of this person I love so much, and hopefully who love me, but we hate the melanin. So what your melanin is doing, it's covering your cells. Hata ukibask tu siku moja umevaa sleeveless, you see what happens. Ukitoa mali nguo ili protect kuko your color, afuko kwingine hata imejichora tu mali kulikuwa sun exposed. So that's your melanin protecting you. Okay, and then but now the story is we really don't want that. Okay, we want it, it's fine, but now sinaona inafanya ukwe black hapa kawa na wasichana mpaka hapo wako black, huku wako brown. So we want your tone to be, uniform, because that's beauty. When you're describing beauty, part of it is tone, uniform tone, not brown, black. You can be as black as your phone, but your tone needs to be uniform. And now for us to do this, then we need to protect ourselves from the sun rays instead of waiting for melanin to come ijae hapo tujikinge sisi wenyewe, because saa zingine ikikuja iko uniform inajaa hii side, sasa unakuwa hapo uko brown black, you understand. So we want it to be uniform, so that's why we tell people to do sunscreen, because again isi ile Afrika ya 100 200 years ago tumeharibu kila kitu, so even the rays are more, they are stronger and intensive and very damaging. Now the same sun rays give us wrinkles. Unajua inaharibu collagen. Collagen is what holds your skin, isisag, isipate ma wrinkles. So it also destroys collagen a lot. So you're also protecting your collagen, because hatutaki uanze kurinko ovyo ovyo haraka haraka, you get it. So that's why we say put your sunscreen asubuhi before utoke nje. Ukikaa unakwanga nje sana, maybe hapo saa 5 saa 6 na hata saa 3 pm saa 9 saa 9 uongeze sunscreen, na kaa uko nje unavaa sun hat, ile kofia iku protect from the sun rays, ili sasa mwili yako isi work so hard and then ilete darkening sutaki. That plus also there are diseases that are driven by sun. So the famous one is melasma. But from today you start seeing it. So utaona so many people with black patches, especially women here, hapa. So most of them,
sisi tunasema ni za baridi.
Yeah, that's what people assume, but it's not really. I could explain. So usually what happens during the cold season, jua ikienda chini, hii darkening ilikuwa huko kwingine ina fade. So hizi zinakuwa more visible because of the contrast. That's when people notice them more. So anasema ni za baridi. It's okay, ni sawa, but in reality there are many causes. I don't want to talk about melasma because now it's a whole topic. But now the sun makes it worse. That, lupus, so many. Ama hata uko na acne, hata black marks. If you're sun exposed, the black marks get blacker. Okay, is there anything like blacker? More black. So
The darker the belly.
So they get darker. They get darker. So they get darker, and that's why we tell people to do now the sunscreen. And the sun hats are very important. Tuna wazee wanatoa kofia wako brown hapa, hapa juu kofia imewa protect. So the same protection tunataka ikue on the entire face so that you have a uniform tone. So yeah, use sunscreen. If you can buy from pharmacies, I know there are also many beauty shops that have good sunscreens. Now the challenge that comes to us is it's so hard for us to know what is genuine. Not only us, even the people selling, it's so hard for them to anyway, acha niseme hivi, the black market is so huge. It's so huge. We are not even now saying mikorogos. Even some of the mikorogos come packed. The black market is huge. These things don't go through cabs. No one really cares as such. The industry is not controlled, or laws, regulations. Hapo kuna a very big problem. So it becomes difficult for us kuambia mtu ununua hii, usinunue hii, usiende kwa beauty shop, enda hapa. So that's why, like me now, as a doctor, I may tell someone buy from a pharmacy, because I know pharmacies have some regulations. But it makes me feel bad because there's someone with a shop, beauty shop, and is doing a very good job and selling genuine things, and they need to benefit from these clients. But also there's another one with the same shop, and that person is very genuine, is selling things, but does not know, hata yeye hajui, si amenunua vitu zikaletwa, hata yeye hajui nini iko hapo. Now you get the dilemma. So it's so hard for us to really tell, So that's why you hear maybe me saying buy from a pharmacy, because I know there's some regulation there. You'll likely get something that is genuine, but the truth is that there are so many people with genuine things, and they need people buying from them. So maybe what I can tell them is please just figure out where you're getting your things from. If you're able to get things that go through cabs, the better, because the black market is huge, and you also don't know if you have a good thing, because by the very soon maybe I can talk about it, because it's coming up. I really hope it will get support. There's something happening. It was birthed in South Africa. Even it hasn't been launched in Kenya, but I'm very actually, I don't want to say I'm lucky, but it's a good thing that I found myself in the mix. So what this company is trying to do, and what we will do, and actually this is one of my suggestions that I think has caught people, and it's the part of the reason why I found myself in this big, it's actually a big organization if it picks up, is the fact that we need to bring, like what we will do, maybe hopefully in the next year or so, we'll be buying products, all these products, just si lazima, si mimi hata, like naweza kutuma uende ununue, and then we're going to analyze them, okay? And then when we analyze, we actually show what is in those contents. So studies have been done in some countries, and it's bad. I'm telling you, it's bad. When I say it's bad, it's bad. But that's what we want to do. And then hopefully this will influence the government. When we show the government, that's the hope, then they're going to realize wameachilia kitu very important, because no one really cares about this industry. Unaweza anza shop hapo tu na bora ulipe hiyo ya kanjo, hiyo we are good. But hata tujui unatoa vitu zako wapi, you know. Yeah. So that's a hope we can do that. But for people selling these products, do your background. Just we soma tu. Jo unatoa hizi vitu wapi? Let's protect our skin. Let's protect our people.
All right, daktari. Yeah. Hapa najua hatutamaliza. But before tumalize acha tu nisiseme. But mtu ati hapo kwa lady changing to Ki watu wengine hapo kwa a lady changing to be a man anaweza peana ball asking for a friend. Yes or no?
No. And other things, yes. Ball, no. Because not even for because of the other details of it. And of course, even for a man changing to be a woman,
Can she get pregnant?
You can't get pregnant. But maybe niongeze, you know, there are actually people who are born with, umesikia stories, sijui mwanaume amekuwa pregnant. You know, they're actually true stories. So there's something called, and then mfanye googling pana. This information is out there. So the thing
imagine
yeah, so now the thing is you can be born with you know, these things are there. You can be born with both. Usimesikia mtu mwanaume amezaliwa but they have the uterus. You know, genes are very funny, genetics, and things can go wrong, right? Whatever it is. That's why mtu akona vichwa mbili. See, those things are there. So why is it so hard to believe these other things? Simeona hata there's a lady with 2 heads, and each head has a different name. Na waliolewa. You've not seen those things? Now this one is married, and now of course people have so many questions because they're sharing the entire body, and there's this other. It's things that are there, so it can happen. It can happen because you can get all these, and then of course now you might need surgeries and all those things to get out the one that is not dominant, for you to get what is maybe more dominant and things like that. So these things happen, trust me.
Watu wenye wako wamesikiza, mrudi huko nyuma msikize hiyo story. Mtu kama Christine, hito saa hizi ndo unaingia. Honestly. Christine. Acha tu nisiongee. Mwingine anasema hapa mashavu tunapunguza aje. Daisy.
Mashavu.
Really?
Yeah, you can. You can. Sorry. I think these swali imesema Dr. Gacheri anaweza nisaidia kutoa hizi marks zilikatalia kwa uso after acne kuisha. So these are acne scars. Thank you. So ni gani najibu kwanza?
Jibu hiyo.
So acne, again another topic we are trying we really wanted today to just do general things, but acne ni pimples. There are different types. I won't go into that. I'll just go to that question. So, and of course, it's more common in puberty. Oh gosh, I still have to say this. I can't help it. For those telling adolescent kids and puberty kids, teenagers that acne ni adolescent itaisha, please stop. Yes, we understand what is going on and it comes with puberty, but they have to be treated. Kama mtoto wako akona pimples, please wacha tutibu. It's really messing kids. Kwanza mentally, kwanza Gen Zs na Gen Alphas, they are being messed up badly. And some even act out, hata wana fail. My friend, there are people even want to commit suicide because of how they look. This is how serious it is. Umeenda kwa baba amesema ni adolescents. Mama, like nikupeleke hospitali, what do you mean? Hizo ni pimples itaisha. Hata si tulikuwa nazo. This generation we have right now, sio sisi by the way, sio sisi ama parents wetu. Be very careful. Na kama mtoto ako na kitu kwa ngozi, hata kama ni hizo pimples mbili, wacha tu akuje, let's control, isimharibu because of the black marks. But now again the scars. Fine zitaisha, but zikiisha ataachwa aje? Now that's an example, hata ametuma picture. So unaachwa na mashimo, and from today again you start seeing them. So hakuna mtu alizaliwa na mashimo. Ukiona mtu tu ako na vitu kwa uso, even as a grown up, is because there was something. If it wasn't treated well, of course it wasn't treated well because it's that time. But let's not do this to our kids now because we understand. So kama mtu akona pimples, acha itibiwe. Ikitibiwa hatapata hizo mamarks mbaya na hatapata hizo scars. Now let's say scars zishafanyika, like now in such a case, yes, we can improve. We can take you back to here, you know, because mostly watu wapati hapa. So mostly zinakuja huku na huku. We can't take you back here, but we can improve your scars. Now, those are the same things we are talking about, aesthetics and procedures. When I say there are things we can do, there are some minimally invasive things we can do to your skin. Like in that case, we can do something like microneedling. Yeah, mainly microneedling. There are threads we also put under the skin. So your skin, nika tunaharibu tu hizo scars, if I can say that, and introducing some injury to your skin, and then now your skin, some medical injury, if I can say that, then your skin starts to heal again. Because unajua tuki-injure your skin in a balanced, nice way, it starts healing. Now the assumption is when it's healing, because it's producing collagen and all that, it might just remodel a bit. And then your scars will look, can I say better? Can scars, not really better, like, yeah,
They look better.
They'll look less worse.
Less worse.
Yeah. Yeah, and we do sessions of them, and yeah, you'll see some improvement, but it will be impossible to get you back to being totally smooth.
Tujibu Daisy sasa tukimaliza kipindi, alafu tuambie Ito anasema I sweat a lot when I apply sunscreen. What can I do to manage that?
Okay, yeah, there are people, not only sunscreen, there are different kuna watu sweat tu, hata unaweza sweat na mafuta fulani.
Kama mimi hapa nikibeba viti.
Na kuna people who sweat excessively. Hata nitumie hiyo swali tu kusaidia hao watu. There are people who even sweat too much on the hands, too much on the feet. Kwanza even puberty teenagers, ama hata kwa armpits. There are different things we can do. Though unfortunately they tend to be expensive. Same to procedures like Botox. We can inject Botox, and something I've been doing lately is for ladies who are undergoing menopause. You know, part of that, it's part of maturity for ladies, and then they sweat a lot. Kwanza uso, okay, the whole body, you know, hot flashes. Umesikia hizi vitu, like mtu tu ameketi and then they just wanakata loya, Kimeru.
Wakagita roya.
They cut sweat. They cut sweat. Sasa, and some are very uncomfortable with that. So this is something, I'm doing something about that, injecting Botox. Botox is something we inject for wrinkles. Zipungue, we do Botox in my clinic, and it's totally fine because I know people have wanafikiria it's a bad thing. So I told you if it's something safe to do with your body, you're going to the right person. Apart from bleaching, is okay. It's okay. That's fine. But now we do that for people like menopause. Your sweating in a reduce. Now there are people who apply, hata kuna watu sema wakipaka Vaseline wana sweat. So you know it's a sweat glands. So if there's something really already you're prone to sweating, and then ukiblock, hacha niseme nikaa una block utoto shimo twa kusweat, nikaa sasa hiyo heat haitoki. Unajua kuna ile heat inatoka polepole tu bila sweat. So when you do that, it tends to sweat a lot, but it's not all products. Okay, kuna products according to the size of the particles, it can cause that. So what I can tell Hito, my friend there, is she can try different sunscreens. Actually unanunua ile ndogo for different ones, because even for us sometimes it's hard to tell, but kuna ingredients tunaweza jua this might cause more sweating. But now see, but not by telling me I use this sunscreen. Sometimes we have to go read the ingredients, and sometimes we don't get even what we are looking for. So we just advise someone to use different ones and just see. Kunazo ziko very light actually. And see which one works. And if there are other issues underlying, I mean, it's the maturity journey and all that, because we really need them to, like ladies, to use sunscreen, then now we can address the primary thing.
Alright, sasa tujibu hii ya mwisho. Watu wa kupunguza mashavu. Ni mimi unaonea ama ni wewe unajionea?
So, mashavu, plastic surgeons can do that actually. You know, like most is, I wouldn't really advise, but kaa ni kubwa sana, because you know, when we lose fat, the fat pads, it's part of aging. That's why ngozi ina teremkanga, unaona hata imeanza kusaga huko, because mostly we lose the fat here. Unaona mtoto anakuanga psh. So with age inaenda ikiisha, but of course there's that person who wants to have that slim face. It's okay, you go to a plastic surgeon. I'm not even trained to do that, I wouldn't even try. But I know there are plastic surgeons who can do something about it, but avoid the injections. Unajua kuna injections huwa tunadunga. I actually also do that, but I don't like encouraging so much. You look for a specific area. Unaona kawa watu maybe ufura mafuta hapa. Like just a specific area, unadunga, then hiyo concoction inaharibu fat cells hapo. So I don't do this for the face, and I wouldn't encourage, because inaweza enda vibaya, like hapa imepungua kuliko hii side. So you need to be so keen. So what I can advise, don't do the injections on the face, but you can go to a plastic surgeon, angalie vile anaweza balance both sides so that you have the face you want.
All right. Aya, so for this and much more, please visit our
dermatologist.
Our dermatologist here. Hey, Mike imetoka. Let us visit our dermatologist. Ako pale Real. Sasa hii ni free advertisement. Hiyo unanilipa.
Sawa.
Namba iko hapa kwa screen. Ama niweke hiyo namba hapa. Watu watembee hapo. Utapata secretary wetu wako hapo. Ongea na yeye. Au sio?
Yeah.
So tukimalizia sasa kipindi daktari.
Lakini kuna mtu kujibu the very first question, and I feel he really asked as the first one.
Yes.
Na
Karibu ni sawa.
tu.
Ni venye, I guess ni venye nini ilianguka, ndo maana sikuona hiyo.
So it was about a scar on the back.
Yeah, scar on the back.
I really feel I need to mention that. So there are different scars. Unaweza hata hizi zinatoka makeloids nini. Acha tu niseme generally we can treat that. We treat them in a different way. All we need to know is what type of scar, where it is, how big. Kunazo zimeteremka chini, kunazo ziko wide, kunazo ni kuinuka juu. I can't say what we can do, but sometimes we even revise. Tunatoa scar yote kwa kukata, tunashona tena in a nice way. So anything is possible. Kunazo tunadunga dawa ili ziende chini juu zimeinuka. Nika watu wamechomeka pia we do all those things. So yeah, we can revise scars, but I can't say what we'll do until we look at it, where it is, how we look at so many things, we analyze it, and then we say let's try this or that. So huyo lazima tutumuone. Yes,
Eric, umesikia? Sasa nikimaliza hata mimi wacha nijiulizie swali. So hii yangu ni nini?
Hebu fanya hivi. So hii ni kitu develop from, we call them ganglion cyst, imetoka kwa joint. Yeah, actually imetoka kwa actual joint ikapshu.
So tuipige irudi ndani.
But then, do you know that's something that was being done kitambo for those things? Like, yeah, sijui walikuwa nagongwa na kitabu inakaa kama Bible, don't do it. You need to see an orthopedic surgeon ama madaktari wa mifupa wamejaa hii mero yetu, so they can either do a surgery, most will just do a surgery watoe. Sometimes it can be painful. Ishaipata ka uchungu? Okay, hata ukifanya a lot of manual work.
Labda kuinua cameras.
Okay, yeah, sometimes it can get a bit painful, but nitakuonyesha mwenye utaona.
All right.
Nimelipa hiyo free advertisement.
All right, so as we wind up, something that we always ask, I have 3 things that we do. Ndo sasa tumalize kipindi. So I take you back to your 16-year-old self. What would you tell yourself?
16-year-old, I was in high school. What
Form
would
2.
I tell myself? I feel I might have wasted lots of, I don't know if I should say energy, but I know every mature person will say this, but it's still what I would say. More of maybe like worried of what someone will think, what, doing things to fit in a certain way, or afraid. And then when now I look back, it wasn't worth it. Like right now I just live my life like I really, as long as I'm not harming you, I really wouldn't care what you think about me. Something like that, not in a bad way. So I think I feel more satisfied with life now, maybe because I'm also older and I don't worry about any friends or relatives or society, or so for me I'll just work to do the right thing and help where I can, but not really worried. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. I feel I did that a lot and it likely cost me a lot of enjoyment and fulfillment, but I think it's everyone who goes through that. It's a stage in life, but that's one thing I'm like, mbona sikuwa hivi kitambo, like why now? I wish I was like that. Maybe I would have even enjoyed my university days more. Just having a free heart, I would say that.
All right.
Yeah.
So talk to that girl who is watching you.
For the girls, oh gosh, I love girls, especially the young girls, and they're the ones who take most time of my consultation. Mostly I just end up staying with them for long. What I would say is, number one, I know there's this carefree, nitaenda to back me being a doctor. Maybe I have to say this. Okay, please just allow me to say this. I think it's very important. I know people are joking a lot about things happening in makutano. So umesikia hizo stories. Vitu zinapitishano, ma STIs, ma HIV zinapita huku makutano. You've heard of the stories. Sijui Kenoru, people wanaenda freestyle huko, having, sijui kabado zinaitwa uchiska our time, ama those two ma sex and all those things. And it pains me when I see people joke about it, because people are joking about it, by the way. Ama tukisikia sijui vile HIV imepanda Meru, vile teenage pregnancies imepanda, and we are talking about it like it's just any other thing. For people like me, it's not any other thing, because when there's one person, it's many people. But now when it's the reality now. Walikuwa wengi, but now this is one person seated next to me. Watu hata wengine wako na marks za suicide. Nani watu tu, and by the way, it's not like atipua people nini, some are wanaletwa hapo na magari kubwa. And they can't even talk in presence of their parents. And the parents, we can tell, we have telltales, and parents will walk out and will be left with someone. And some have attempted suicide. All these things are there. Mtu amepata HIV, hataki parents wajue, and they can actually tell. And I talked this through my TikTok. Maybe I should also give out my TikTok. But I gave this story of a guy who got the tibia spine because alipata HIV, aka-complicate. And then now he's telling me the story. I have a way of getting trust. And the young guy, that's what even hurts me most. And ananiambia story. So if he can remember, he would get like 10 or more girls na najua wameambukizana, and then they're not willing for us to even reach out to these girls. And imagine at some point, this girl who doesn't even know they got HIV will get a complication. Maybe for them it will be meningitis. Atalala hospitali, brain imeharibiwa na infection. Saa hizo ndio tuna discover huyu mtoto kumbe alikuwa na HIV, alipata from all these things. So long story short, what I'm trying to say is, please be afraid. Be afraid. I'm really saying this, be afraid. Carefree, don't care, not carefree. This don't care attitude we are getting among you, Gen Zs, and Gen Alpha is coming up, but Gen Zs, go to clubs. Gosh, kwanza Nairobi nini, you've heard stories what people are taking and all these things, and they're out of their mind kabisa, and things happen. It's real, like have fun, but when you're coming to us, you now, wewe peke yako, haizo wewe peke yako, it's so real, it's bad, you're afraid of telling your parents. But there, saa zingine inanichafua tu roho, si kuchafua roho, yani ile inaniuma, ina heartbreak, mpaka and it's handsome boys, it's extremely beautiful girls. So hakuna mali inaandikwa hapo niko na syphilis. Kwanza syphilis imerudi. So now I'm even screening almost everyone. Unakuja uko smart hivi uko na uko nayo, uko na syphilis. Si wewe hauna. Uko na HIV. Maybe you get, I really hope people are feeling me, because this is bad. Please parents, be close to with your kids. Ila kusema hapana sitaki mambo ya boyfriend, acha kuletee boyfriend. Huyo boyfriend mjue. You know, take them out, wote wawili, know who the boyfriend is. Let the boyfriend also know you si mtoto hivi unapita, you know, and please be close to your boys. Boys wamepotea. Okay? So especially mothers, also fathers, definitely fathers, be present, but also mothers, be close to your boys. Wamepotea, and also know their girlfriends. See, hata kama ako 14 ama 15 amekwambia ako na girlfriend, know the girlfriend, talk, just talk, put things on the table, because if you don't, someone else will, and whoever is talking to them and teaching them these things is the wrong part. They'll go to their peers, and these are the people they're learning from, and it's bad. Fear, be afraid, enjoy life, definitely enjoy life, end out, enter clubs, it's your age, but please fear, because these things are real. I think that's what I can say. I didn't really mean to talk this seriously, but I think hata kama hujasikia kitu ingine, parents, and for you Gen Zs and young people, these things are real. And then also for men, older men who thinks ati wakiendea utu tusichana tu young na tu beautiful ati hao ndio hawana ma diseases. Unfortunately, actually the kids that were born during hizo ma HIV, like when it was not well controlled, najua sasa of course utapata mtoto ana HIV hata kama uko na HIV. So saa hii hiyo stage tuko, from even our age kwenda chini kidogo, hao ndio wako soko. Can I say that? Hao ndio wako soko. These are the kids that were born with HIV. Okay, both girls and boys. And there are those who really haven't even known what HIV means, because they have lived with it. And they are also likely the ones that are also spreading, if I can say that. There's nothing wrong if you're born with HIV at all. But what I'm saying, just mind, be careful. Like, we juu uko nayo na unaweza patia mtu mwingine. But also for you, also who is going for this boy or this girl, they'll be virgins. Okay? Imanishi juu mtu ako na virgin, hana HIV. So you'll have that virgin, you'll go back to your wife, you'll go back to your husband, and unaona vile hiyo chain inaenda. Yes, so that's what I can say. I think that would be fair enough to tell the young girls and boys.
Okay. Yeah. Nisipojibu hii swali nyumbani nitachapwa. Sistangu anasema, how do you deal with skin pigmentation on the face that happens after pregnancy? Hapa tu unajua sistangu atanichapa viboko usipojibu.
Actually, that's part of the melasma we are talking about. It's called chloasma when it comes with pregnancy. It can be just general pigmentation. The people get darkening because hata ile line ya black hapa. With pregnancy, you get darker. Acha tuseme hivyo, melanin your process, melanin inakuwa mingi. But now there are those specific ones, it's called cloasma, that would come with hormones, at pills. Hata pills za pregnancy can bring that type of melasma. So now we don't know what pigmentation it is. Kama ni hizi za kawaida ama ni hizo kama melasma. And for melasma we need to know if it's superficial, iko mixed ama iko deep, because we handle them all of them are handled differently, so it will be hard for me to answer that. But one rule remains: sun protection. If you don't do sun protection, it will get darker. So do sun protection, moisturize your skin, and then we have a look and figure out what type of pigmentation you have.
All right.
Yeah.
So the last
Your
kapsa.
last.
The last
Okay,
kapsa.
so-
The last kapsa.
Okay.
So now imagine now you're sitting with God, not me, you're sitting with God. What would you tell God?
What would I tell God? Sasa unajua mimi ni daktari yake. Sasa yeah, and ningekuwa na mambo mingi sana, lakini maswali suffering, human suffering, you know. Kwanza vitu kama cancer, I think I'll tell God to alleviate human suffering. I know I'll be out of job, but it's fine. I'm a doctor, so human suffering, I think that's my life, I would say. That's what we see day in, day out. And some are painful, and sometimes you get so many questions, sorry to say, but it's true. You know, that's high level spiritual questions you get and you don't understand why, especially if you can't help someone. You know, kuna zile vitu unajua tu happen, umekuja kwangu mimi ni daktari but siwezi kusaidia. So, but I have a feeling I would have more questions. Oh, you said ask. You said I ask to be given or ask. Yeah, I would have so many questions. So my main question, I would ask God, like, why? Okay, najua kuna ile story ya Adam na Eve. Like, I don't feel like we deserve that sin for us to be suffering at this many, I don't know, centuries after. I don't know why that child in a certain ward should be going through what they're going through. I don't feel they deserve the initial sin to suffer like that. So that would be my biggest question.
And what would you tell him now?
To alleviate that suffering. Like tu akue tu. Acha watu waende wajitafutie ma HIV na hizo vitu. But hizi zinakuja kwanza katoto kadogo kanapata cancer. They don't deserve. Like atoe tu hizo. Zingine kama hizo.
We say amen to your prayers.
Yeah.
So now, the last one. Kamusho. Kamusho. Ambia watu wanakupata wapi. Tell people who you are. This is the last part.
Okay.
Tell people where they get you, and maybe there's something they've not shared.
There's a lot to share. I know there's a lot I have not shared.
Tutakuita tena.
Nikuje tena na tena. But I hope people will learn kidogo kidogo. Hiyo kidogo inaweza kusaidia. I'm a skin doctor, as we said. I work for the county, and I also have side hustle, which is still seeing patients as well as making people look better and younger. And ulisema kuna namba mahali. So kaa kuna namba hapo, hiyo itakusaidia na pia usaidia wengine ili sisi wote tusaidike. And we love each other, and we stop littering, stop throwing plastics huko kwa njia na kwa gari. Jiulize hizo plastics zinaenda wapi. So let's love ourselves, love our neighbor, but also take care of the environment. It always comes back to us by the way. Thank you.
Watu wanakupata wapi? Facebook, TikTok, social media,
TikTok yenye na struggle sana. So number one, hata ukiona TikTok quality ya video iko wewe usiangalie picha na usisikize sauti, pata ujumbe tu. So TikTok inakuanga imeandikwa aje? I think it's my name, Gacheri, Kathiri, or Esdam. Ukiangalia one of those, you see TikTok. Ask questions. I try also to answer questions by doing a video. It's a way. It's part of actually how I give back to the community, to just teach. And sometimes if I don't answer, there are those who want their prescription there. If I don't answer you, it's not because I don't want to answer you. It's just like hizi maswali nimeulizwa hapa. There are things you just can't tell someone do this. It's because sometimes you need to really understand what you're going through, because that's the biggest challenge I have with my TikTok people, they want answers there and then. So that, but go there, ask questions. I'll likely answer through a video, or I'll just answer you for the general knowledge. Hiyo ni TikTok. Facebook, I think is the same as
Shelly Pauline.
Sherry Pauline, hiyo ni private. I don't do much.
Oh.
Hiyo tu maybe for friendship, but there's another page for Facebook. Esdam. I think actually imeandikwa Esdam. Yeah. So TikTok, Facebook, na whatever you see in TikTok is what is in Instagram.
Ndo shida ya millennial.
Yeah. Millennial problems.
Niko hapa, usijali, tuko wengi.
Yeah.
So thank you so much
Asante.
for honoring the invite.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you so much to Shibos. Juu hatungepata huyu.
True.
So Hito
Kabisa.
So juu hiyo story Hito, sasa kuna mtu unapaswa kuinterview next week. Tukimaliza, tukifunga mwaka, juu sasa tunataka kufunga mwaka. Hiyo wewe ndo second last. So there is the last.
Okay.
Tukimaliza hii kipindi. So Hito, wewe ndo ina interview mtu hiyo next Tuesday, kipindi ya mwisho ya hii mwaka. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
May God bless you. I hope your episode inspires people.
I hope so.
People get some. Hata mimi nitakuja uniambie shida zangu ziko wapi.
Kabisa.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right.
you.
So thank you so much our viewers for being with us. Imekuwa masaa 3. 1 2 3 nikihesabu. It has been good. Kama hujasikiza wakinaitwa, rudi huko nyuma tuanze huko. Utajua nini tulikuwa tunaongelea. And as I end, I would like to big up you, our viewer. Nikishukuru pia my partners wenye wamefanya hii kipindi ikuwe hapa. Nikianza na Amon Creations, my DOP and a photographer here in Meru, a video director, a drone pilot, na anafanya live shows na kona studio. Na anafanya mounts. Tumpe kazi, au sio? And then I have my video directors, that is King Visuals and Siki Creations. Wako hapa Meru, wako na studio, ni video directors wakali, wako na drone pilots, ni drone pilots na ni video directors. Tuwape kazi. And then I can't forget Motuko 254, Tom Visuals, jamaa wangu mkali hapo. Mpe kazi pia yeye. And without that, hapo tuko sawa, si ndio? So msubscribe. So until next time, bless up. Peace.